production. What's going on, gentlemen? This is Sir Yeetus here with episode 48 of Yeetus' Thoughts. And I know that you guys heard this topic countless times before throughout the manosphere, but I believe that we need to speak on this in details, specific scenarios, because that we want to be all like, oh, she's going to die, the cats die alone, blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, there's those few group of men that want me and other men in the manosphere, they want us to have some sympathy for them. Why? Why would I feel any sympathy whatsoever for these women that chose their path, right? Because that's what feminism is, the right to choose. Instead of being quote unquote oppressed by the patriarchy, even though the patriarchy keeps them safe in the first place, feminism, in a nutshell, is for them to have the right to choose what they want to do. So too easy. Eventually, you know what? You're right. Choose your path. Choose your destiny. Choose what you want to do. But for some reason, when modern women are left to their own devices, more often than not, they always choose the bad decisions. They always have the worst, the horrible behavior. They treat men that are pretty nice or men that are actually good for them long term like trash, lower than trash. They believe all these women, all these model women, even when these model women are below average, all of them, they really believe that they're on top of the world. They are their own princess in a Disney movie. They are all Queen Cleopatras, which majority of the fault I will put on simps. Okay, that's why I don't like simps. I hate simps more than feminists. But in the end, though, in the end, they honestly thought that their party will last forever. Too much watching Sex in the City, too much watching Desperate Housewife, too much watching what's that shit? Keep keeping up with the Kardashians and all that stuff. Yeah, too much watching Bridezilla. Too much seeing the glamorous and quote unquote perfect lifestyle on social media. It only it only dawns on them. Only dawns on them when they notice that they are getting less and less attention from the men that they deem worthy of them. So that hits around 25 years old and onward. But no, it's okay. As long as I stay in shape, as long as I don't smile because I'll get wrinkles on my eyes and I'm gonna get jowls. As long as I go get that BBL and get all that liposuction and all that stuff, these men will still want me. Oh yeah, we're going to continue this conversation, gentlemen. We will. We will. I'm just getting started because it's hilarious. To be honest, it's hilarious, but at the same time, it makes me sick to my stomach. It's pathetic that certain men and majority of women want us to have sympathy for these middle-aged women that ends up being alone, used up, tossed aside by their own choices. We'll get to that very soon. But meanwhile, I'm going to read the comments and I'm going to send an invite. See if I can bring a couple people in. Bam. Let me read these comments. All right, I see a bunch of yeets. Yeet or be yeeted beach. That's my OG name. Only the OGs know what my name is. Um, Battlefield 1 is the best game out, in my opinion. Eh, I'll give it to Battlefield 4 as well, but Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 1, they're definitely top right now. What else? What else? Line and MGTOW. Sympathy? She. Oh, boy. When you go to the streets, you're going to stay in the streets. I agree 1,000,000%. And when they try their best to come back and, trying to escape the streets as much as they can, trying to pretty themselves up, try to look like a good conservative housewife, trying to paint that perfect picture. For some reason, they just get that phone call from the streets. The streets just constantly keep trying to call them home. And then everything that this woman tried to do to redeem herself, she'll destroy it. She'll destroy her family. She'll destroy the trust between her family and friends. Okay? She'll have a kid by another Chad Tyrone and then try to play it off that it's her husband's kid. Etc., etc. But unfortunately, in the end, it's still our fault somehow, gentlemen. It's the entire male's population's fault for her own bad decisions and behaviors. And they want me to have sympathy for them? Nah. Nah. They receive all the choices they want and cry when their choices turn out to be the bad ones. Exactly. I'm going to put out a poll soon, but it's funny. It's funny how they try to LARP as men, trying to be equal to us in all aspects. Yeah, they can't handle the responsibility / consequences that comes with it. Because as men, who can we really rely on if things don't go our way? Who can we really rely on if we make bad decision choices? Our parents, maybe siblings, the grandparents if they're still alive. That's pretty much it. And even then, relying on them is not guaranteed as a man. 99% of your choices you have to deal with on your own when it comes to consequences. Modern women don't have to worry about none of that shit. Which is why, once again, I got no sympathy for them. They can't even stay out of debt. I will be speaking about their financial woes as well. Oh, yeah. Island Herman, they don't want good men. They would rather die alone with 10 cats than settle for an average guy. I agree. And you guys saw my recent community post, right? The delusion has always been bad, but in 2022, it's getting out of control. Not getting, it's already out of control. Right now, it's in a downward spiral at the speed of light. Hilarious, yet sad, yeah. Because our, I wouldn't call them ancestors yet, but our great grandparents failed us miserably, giving women the right to choose. Because now we know that 9 times out of 10, when women are left with their own devices, they will be self-destructive with their own bad decisions and behavior. Well, that's not true, Sergio. Go look outside. Go look at the various women that you see homeless. Look at the various women that's walking around as streetwalkers, which has increased for the past couple years, right? If they've been making good decisions, they wouldn't be out there during the pandemic. In fact, they are intentionally divorcing their husbands, ending up on the streets because she's not happy. I feel nothing for them. Nothing. Because in my opinion, for the most part, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. I agree 1,000,000%, Rishi. Why would I have any sympathy for them? Why? Just like what Lion and MGTOW has been preaching for the longest time. Give them nothing. Give them nothing. Because if she meets a man that's in her position, like if he was homeless or if he was broke or if he was dealing with some emotional issues, some issues up in his head, she wouldn't even look his way. Let's keep going. They don't listen even when they are at the brink of being homeless. I agree. I agree. Because they believe that there will be some man out there that will be Captain Saba 304 and come in to save the day. Until, newsflash, I'm starting to look, a little bit older. I'm not looking as cutesy as I used to 10 years ago. Now these men ain't trying to save me no more. Oh no, I'm actually out here on my own. And then when she tries to crawl her way back into her previous lovers, her previous lovers already moved on with a younger, more fit, more feminine, more attractive version of her. See, that's a big thing that women can't comprehend. 18-year-old women, they graduate every year. You really think you can't be replaced? Really? Because, in fact, at a certain point, it doesn't even matter how good you look. Because once we figure out your age, game over. If only you would have settled with nice old Daniel from right after college. He was 22, you were 21. If you would have settled for him, you would most likely not be in this situation. But no. You had to ride the schlong during high school. Yeah, high school of females start during high school. I don't even want to think about before. Then they ride the carousel throughout college. Then they ride the carousel throughout one night stands with their bosses, with their managers, with whoever they can find, whoever they can give them money. But once she hits that wall at the speed of light, all those pretty privileges she has is gone. So then she will have a slight taste of what it is to be a man. And it's going to be hell on earth for her. But it's just a Tuesday for us. Better to live on a corner rooftop of a house than to share one with an angry, contentious woman. I'm pretty sure that's a Bible verse, but I completely agree. I definitely agree. But I got somebody to add because he always gives out good conversations. Gray, what's going on?
Oh, just got some dinner and talking a bit in the Discord, but I'm not going to miss this stream, so here I am.
Oh yeah, this is going to be a good one. But I definitely need to get your overall perspective. Should you give sympathy to these model women that ends up alone, single, in their late 30s, early 40s, struggling with bills, have no family, have no friends really because their friends have their own families to deal with. So she's literally alone. Should I feel any sympathy? Should you feel any sympathy?
Well, to define the term, I've got sympathy as two definitions. One, feelings of pity and sorrow for someone else's misfortune. Or two, understanding between people, common feeling. Well, I definitely can't have number 2 there because fundamentally different lives. But pity and sorrow. Like, that's the thing. On an individual level, I don't know. Like, I honestly can't. I can't say yes. Pity. Well, again, it's like, do you feel pity for a child who's been told not to put their hand on the stove? It's hot and will hurt, and then they put their hand on the stove and it burns and they're crying. It's like, you were warned.
Only slight pity. Slight. Because that shit does hurt for a child.
Well, yeah, but that's the thing. Like,
But at the same time, it's like that's what you get. But the same can't be the same for a grown woman.
well, it's the same sort of principle because like he is like, they were told. You were told, you were warned. You had thousands upon thousands of examples, all revealed to you for years on end, and you thought you were the exception. Like, that's really what it comes down to. Like, they think they're the exception. And I'm actually reminded of this one episode of Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Like, I don't know if anyone else saw that. It was a bit of an older show. But in that one, like, she tries to age, like, she uses a spell to age herself up, but it keeps going. So, like, she keeps getting like older and older and older. But there's a weird side effect where she looks in the mirror and she still sees herself as a teenager.
I see where you're coming from, but let's see. Here's a question that adds on to this. Would you hold them to the same standards as a model woman, because they want to LARP as men? Or would you hold them accountable as a child?
But like, that's the thing. That's the thing. Like, how?
Because if it was a man, it would be too easy.
But that's the thing. Like, yeah, no. If it was a man, straight up, you can say, "Yo, dude, you made stupid choices. You fucked up. Now you got to fix your shit."
Right.
That's the thing. But that's a man. Would I? Let's see. In principle, would I like to hold them to the same account as a man? Yes. But then there's the question of, where's the biological limitations here? Men and women are fundamentally different. Their brains are physically different.
But here's the thing. I may not hold them to the same standards as being a young, stupid 20-something-year-old because, I got beauty, whatever. But this entire time, all the way up until you're in your late 30s, early 40s, and you still didn't get your life together.
Oh, like, let me put it this way. So here's the thing. Like, that homeless woman on the street corner, like, with the sign that she's got a couple kids, she can solve that problem immediately by lowering her standards. Guaranteed. She can be a single mom, 3 kids, no job prospects. There is a man that will take her in and provide her with a house.
But my thing is, all of them, and of course, it usually starts with the indoctrination camps, aka colleges.
No,
but I'm talking about the older ones right now. Their whole lives, they believe that they can move like men and have male benefits. But of course, they don't learn until it's too late. And when it's too late, I can't really feel any pity, sympathy, nothing for them, because In my opinion, that will be their punishment. You want to be a man so bad, this is a perfect opportunity for me to treat you like one.
That's the thing. Like no one,
No
no matter
pity.
what, no one treats a woman like a man. Because as we've seen, when a woman like acts like a man to the point that she completely passes, that anyone interacting with her thinks this is a man, not a woman being manly, but a man, the women the women say they're not treating me like a human.
Because
Like that's the thing. They can't even comprehend a man as like as life. Like they can't comprehend a man's experience. They get a man's experience, they think they're being treated subhuman. So what does that tell you about how they treat the average man? How the
yeah,
world, by the standards of women, men are not treated as human beings.
when the privilege gets treated equally, they see it as oppression.
Precisely, but it's such a wake up call to them, so shocking to them.
But that's the big thing. That's their punishment. Because at that age, it's too late. Unless there's some completely desperate simp that will go for a woman that's in her uh, early 40s, mid 40s, hell, even late 40s, depending how long she's in the dating market, right?
There's always a simp.
True. But that's the thing. If she still doesn't learn her because she's and once again, she's a woman, she won't accept that guy.
And that's the thing. That's because like I wonder, do they actually look in the mirror and see themselves as they actually are, or do they still look in the mirror and think this? I am still the youngest, hottest version of myself. Like I wonder how strong the delusion actually is.
They know they're not as good looking as before,
Do
but
they though?
yeah,
Because
they know
that's the thing. They get to 30 and they seem genuinely confused as to why they're being ignored.
but that's the thing. They know they're not as good looking anymore, but they still believe they're better than the average guy. So they can still get something above average in their mind. Whether it's a man that's in his 50s/60s and he's successful, oh, maybe he'll get with a woman around his own age. Or she'll get some Chad fucking somehow. That'd be disgusting, but yeah, she'll get some type of Chad or Tyrone. But at that point, at least in my opinion, when it comes to women dating in later in life, they're either practice or the men are waiting for her to die.
Let's be
They're waiting
honest.
for her to die
Let's
for
be
her life.
honest here. If they get to 40 plus, like, and they don't have any kids, like no, like that's the thing. If they're 40 plus and they don't have any kids and they're never going to have any kids, everyone is waiting for them to die.
Oops. Pretty much. And
Like the government, like they are basically useless aside from like, and I'm talking like the government, who by that point is the one that owns them. The government just sees them as a vote and maybe some tax revenue.
But they have no choice but to take care of them for the rest of their lives, and they don't want that. So
that's the thing. Like, I'm pretty sure that every government would, if they had the option, they'd gladly take every woman over the age of 40 and ship them out of the country and bring in a man of equivalent age.
definitely, I will agree with that. I'll agree with that. You know, even with the women that are defying the wall, and yes, there are select few women, select few. I mean, small, that defies the wall when it comes to looks.
That's the
They
thing.
can't accept that
They
they can't accept that they're only practice. They can't accept that. But oh, I'm a MILF. Ooh, I still have all these 20-something-year-old guys coming at me.
Oh,
Well,
my grandmother had kids when she was 44. It's like, yeah, but your grandmother had like 9 kids prior to that. Like, you have had absolutely no kids and you're in your 40s. You are not the same. Plus, pretty sure your grandmother didn't do near as many hard drugs and liquor.
but that guy Pete, that's what I'm saying. She can try all they want to deny the wall. And once again, there are select few women that do deny the wall. You guys can't dispute me on this. But in the end, she can't comprehend that she's only practice at that point, which makes it even worse. Because
Well,
she's gonna prolong this carousel riding even more
some of
until
them will go for, that's the other thing. Some of them will just go for younger guys. They'll go for younger, naive guys who haven't received an abundance of female attention, and they blow their mind. And that's where you get some of these hardcore simps that marry a woman almost twice their age.
if they can if they can delay the wall. That's the biggest thing. Attraction, attraction, attraction. All right. Of course, she's gonna brag about having these young men. Who wouldn't?
Well,
Young men. That's when they have the highest testosterone levels.
yeah, but there's no bigger wall to fire than sex goggles.
Man, I'm telling you, once a man, I don't know about that because even when I was 19, 18 around there, and this 31-year-old MILF with 2 kids is trying to holler at me, don't get me wrong, I still hit, but then I ditched.
I've seen it happen, man.
Because even as a young man, I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm not saying. But majority of men, though, they know that, oh, easy, bam, she's giving it up. But doesn't mean I'm going to commit. Because once again, men are the gatekeepers of relationships.
That's
We choose whether we stay or not.
That's where simping comes in, though. Would you say the majority of men are chads or simps?
What'd you say?
Are the majority of men chads or simps?
Simps.
Who is more likely to hit it and quit it with an older woman, a chad or a simp?
Chad.
Then with an abundance of simps, I'd say older women are more likely to have success getting commitment from younger simps.
It depends. It depends how far it goes. I'm not saying it's not successful because clearly there's single mothers out there celebrating and enforcing that shit. I'm not saying it's not happening. It's definitely happening. But it all depends on how far that simp is willing to go. Because she's at the end of her cycle in the sense of like her beauty. Her beauty's gonna fade quick.
Yeah.
So he's gonna look at her, and then he's gonna look at all these other women around his age. The relationship will most likely not last. The MILF, not the MILF, the older woman will win if she's able to get a ring. Yes, she wins because she will take him through court regardless. But if he's able to get out of that sympathy and go back to the women around his age and leave, he has no kids with her, no wedding ring, no nothing. She's still alone. You know, even when she does divorce and stuff. Okay. See, here's my biggest thing. Shout out to Mr. Moments with one of the videos he posted yesterday, where these two old couple that's been together for a long time. His woman, once again, because based on the video, it was more than once. His woman came and asked for a divorce. Straight up divorce. That he's like, this is multiple times you've been asking me for a divorce. Why? We've been together for a very long time. We've been through so much bullshit. All I'm trying to do is chill and have a good time and enjoy the rest of my days. Mind you, both of these, the husband and wife are both old. They're in their late 50s, early 60s. He's trying to explain to them. He's trying to explain to her, I like the married life. This is chill. This is what the married life is. This is life. And of course, her response is, this isn't the life that I want anymore. And on top of that, she's cheating. But then the husband says, okay, like what's for you out there? What's out there for you? Like,
That hits the nail on the head. It's like, do they actually, well, there's a question. Do they actually have a goal that they're working towards? Like, are they, like, have they thought far enough ahead to know what they want after the divorce? Are they just divorcing because they don't like what they have in that moment?
It's the I'm not happy shit. That boils down to it. I'm not happy. And they definitely don't think it through at all. Because they, more likely than not, when their new boyfriend ditches her, she's going to crawl back. Oh, please take me back. No, fuck that. Fuck that. So now she's in her late 50s, early 60s, alone because she destroyed her own marriage for her selfish deeds.
Which is also going to destroy most relationships she's had, especially like if you've been married for, let's say 30 years. Say she got married at 25, now she's 55. Like that, like 30 years of your relationship where you were together with someone, and all of a sudden you have to say to all these people who you've had friendships and acquaintanceships with, yeah, I'm single now. What happened to your husband? Oh, I wasn't happy with him. Yeah, that's going to basically set you off completely alone.
So in that case, which is pretty common in the United States, that's pretty much, usually starts in the late 30s onward, and you see it throughout the news as well. Chat, I know you've seen it. Bunch of celebrities and stuff getting divorced left and right.
Well, celebrities are kind of a different deal.
Yeah, it's different, but it still hones into my point.
Well, the part
divorce it.
Well, this is the thing with celebrities is
I'm not saying they're the same.
Yeah, but some of it's not just done because of happiness or whatnot. A lot of marriage, from what I've heard anyway, I don't have complete insider information. From what I've heard, a lot of the marriages and divorces between celebrities are pure publicity stunts, just to get into this, like just to get into the news cycle and be relevant.
That or just straight up money.
That too.
Straight up money. But divorce is common, okay? It's common left and right. All because she thinks the grass is greener on the other side. She thinks that in her late 30s, in her 40s, in her 50s, hell, sometimes even her 60s, she thinks there's something out there for her. And the husband is going to fund that lifestyle. But if she's not getting enough money, or the courts rule that she's not getting any type of alimony or child support or whatever, which it rarely happens. But if that happens, she's going to freak out. But let's say that she does get alimony. She's not going to get child support because their kids are most likely adults or almost adults. So she's out here. She's trying to live the single lifestyle back in her 20s as a late 50, early 60-year-old. Trying to dress all provocative. Do you know how gross that looks on a 50, 60-year-old woman? It's disgusting. But then when she can't find nobody, remember, she's getting older and older and older. And she's looking at her husband. He's happy alone, or he already has a girlfriend. The kids are off to college doing their own thing. Their friends, their best friends are married, having their own kids. The parents are most likely dead or dying. Who does she have at that point? Who does she have? So now, when she's alone every day in her apartment, watching her little TV on social media, trying to paint a picture of a perfect lifestyle, of course that facade is going to fade, and then she's going to bitch and moan, and bitch and complain. Where is all the good men? You had one. You had one. Why should I feel bad for you? You chose to leave. That's what you wanted. You weren't forced out the marriage. You left on your own because you thought the grass was greener on the other side. At least that's what was my perspective. That's why I have no sympathy, no pity, no nothing for these model women that end up alone, childish, broke. No pity, because I guarantee you she had all the chance in the world. I'm talking about majority of women, not all women. Majority of women that actually looked decent, looked okay, was feminine, friendly, something. She had some type of chance from 18 until her late 20s, early 30s to settle down, have kids, have a good time. And even when she does marry, settle down, have a good time, she chooses to leave that very same marriage because she's not happy. How can I gather any type of sympathy? I can't. I can't get no pity. Like, you chose this. It's on you. That's the beauty of feminism. You chose this. So, you gotta deal with the consequences. I feel nothing towards those type of women that purposely put themselves in that situation, but turn around and want to bitch and blame men for it.
And that's really the key thing there. It's like you can't. That's the thing. You can't feel pity, but you also like it's hard. It's hard to feel actually anything. It's like you're watching someone stand on the train tracks. They can hear the train coming. They can see the train coming. You've told them the train's coming, and they're just standing there. You're like, all right, here we go.
Yeah, that's on you. And then when your legs get destroyed by the train, like you got no legs, you're Lieutenant Dan now. Now you want to point at me saying, "Oh, you did this to me. You were standing on the train. How did I do this to you? How? I don't care. It's your fault." Huh. It's like, well, if you were to listen, you would still have legs. That's what, like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Cause with actual kids that don't know what the fuck they're doing, I can have slight empathy, slight pity, a little bit of sympathy, because they needed to learn.
Yeah, we've
Women
all done
in their late 30s and onward, but they had chance after chance after chance after chance after chance, and they still ended up in that position. Out of all the advantages that she had in the dating market and in life, how the fuck did you put yourself in that situation? How? You chose to walk past those good guys because you thought that they were always going to be there. You chase Chad, hoping that he will feel the same way, but now he's gone. And if she's married, you had a husband that took care of you and the kids in the household. But it was too boring for you. So you left on your own. But now you want to blame the whole population for your choices? Nah, I'm just going to sit back and laugh. I'm going to laugh in your fucking face. Because you had all these years to figure it out. I feel nothing to those type of women that put themselves in a situation. How did you get yourself in that situation? Because most likely it was your fault. Most likely it was your fault. You were a bad bitch. You were that queen. Getting money. You don't need no man. You're this, you're that. Now look at you.
I think it goes even a step further than that. Like, are you familiar with the general plot of most female-centric movies? Like any movie where the intended target audience is a female.
Are you talking about like the Notebook and stuff, or?
Well, let's use Titanic as an example. Like, most people I think are somewhat familiar with Titanic. You seen Titanic?
Yeah.
All right. So we got a female main character. She's engaged. Gets on a cruise ship. Cheats on her fiance with a random bad boy. Random bad boy dies for her along with thousands of other men, because women and children first on the boat. And she gets to keep this incredibly rare jewel with her. She gets a family, she gets kids and grandkids, and then she gets to tell her life story at the ripe old age of fucking old. And then at the end of the movie, she drops this priceless diamond, which was the only reason anyone gave a shit about her, into the ocean. That's the female fantasy. Getting away with horrible shit.
Having men wanting to sacrifice, which men do. Men sacrifice. Don't get me wrong.
But that's the thing. But like, she did absolutely nothing positive. She only did destructive acts for the entire movie. All she did was destroy the people around her. The only reason that she's not the biggest villain of the movie is because the iceberg has a higher body count, and she didn't do anything personally to do that. But quite frankly, like, if it wasn't for the iceberg, she'd be a terrible person, objectively.
I agree.
But she got away with it. Like, there's no comeuppance. She's never found out. She gets to be in an interview and painted in all this light. And everyone apparently just forgets that to ask her the question, so whatever happened to this like heart-shaped diamond thing? And then she drops it into the ocean. It's like, yeah, there goes thousands upon thousands of dollars that you just dropped into the ocean for no reason.
Out of love.
Yeah, love for the man who she didn't have a bunch of kids with.
I see what you're saying.
But you look at a lot of the like female plot movies, like the female main character, she's an asshole. She's an asshole who does horrible things, ruins people's lives around her, and then suffers no consequences, if not is actually rewarded for it. That's the female fantasy.
But that's, yeah, I see what you're saying. They think they can practice that in real life, you know.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like that's what they want to do. Like that's the thing. Like men Like for shit, the amount of men who fucking white knight or like will outright sacrifice themselves. Like how many male centric movies involve involve at least one man making some sort of sacrificial play and is then remembered posthumously?
Not many.
No, tons.
Wait, what was the question again?
Like how many male centric films where the man is the key audience have the man making some sort of sacrifice up to and including his life and then being remembered posthumously?
Yeah. Pretty much most of them. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Like that's what men want. They like inherently they've got this fantasy of the sacrifices that they make, making a big enough sacrifice and then being remembered for it.
Be remembered for it?
Or it has some kind of lasting impact.
Lasting impact, yes.
Like remembering doesn't necessarily have to be in someone's memory, but like they say, but even in the movies where they're not remembered, it's still like, yeah, they save the world from destruction and no one knows their name. It's bittersweet, but men still feel good about that because they see, yes, their sacrifice made everything better, even if no one actually knows they did.
But the big thing for me is how I would have gave him a little bit of pity decades ago because information wasn't as prevalent. But I can't ignore their ignorance much longer.
No, that's the thing. I can't even say decades ago. They always had someone telling them that this was a bad idea.
Oh yeah, because back then they knew they knew that they can't survive on their own. They have to get a husband right now, get kids right now, so them and their family can be taken care of by this good guy. But when feminism came out of nowhere, especially in the last 10 years, oh, they definitely know what the fuck they're doing. Oh yeah, and it's been magnified like crazy. They know, and they happily boast about how men ain't shit, men ain't this, men are obsolete. Go to war, man. That's all you good at. Go to war and die. And there's countless men, and not countless men, and there's countless other women agreeing with it. Like I cannot excuse that. I cannot forgive that. There's no way that they did not know what the fuck they were doing. Yeah, their brain is wired differently. Sure, why not?
Well, no, but here's what it is. They are also so weak to the female hive mind. Like they will not confront. They can absolutely know that a woman important to them is destroying their life. Do you think that they're going to stop for 5 seconds and risk a confrontation to tell this other woman that what they're doing in their life is wrong?
Well, of course not. Women aren't confrontational.
Yeah, like the only time that I know of a woman trying to correct another woman is a mother to a daughter, and it's usually not done in a very well explained way. It's usually kind of violent.
But all I'm saying is, for decades, besides men literally freaking out, and doing some crazy shit that puts them in prison, that's their punishment, and that's their punishment once the women reach the late 30s, early 40s, plus, and they're still single, alone, struggle with money, blah blah blah. That is their punishment. A, men don't give a fuck about them and walk away. B, well, whoever man does mess with her, more likely than not, the men that she wants to get will treat her as practice until she is old and alone, and then she's practically useless. And by then, she is alone. You know, like she can wallow in her pity, complain, bitch, moan, be in despair. But that's her punishment. You had all this time to get it together. Even when you had all this information, all this, your parents, your friend, somebody in your family, somebody telling you, hey, you should get married. Hey, maybe you should be messing with that guy. Hey, you sure you want to take out student loans? Or if you do take out student loans, how are you going to repay it with that gender studies degree? But they ignored everybody until it was too late. So that's their punishment for the most part. Men are just all right. I don't care. I don't care. Why would I care about you now when you didn't give a fuck about me back then? Why would I care now?
I think that's the biggest reason why they insist that everyone who disagrees with them or holds them accountable hates them. Like that's the thing. Can they even process the idea that someone just does not care about them?
No, not until they fully hit the wall.
That's the thing. Even when they hit the wall, it's like they still go on and on. Again, like they're the main character in a movie, and everyone is either on their side or out to get them.
Well, they put up a facade. That I definitely noticed. They put up a facade in front of people, but it's definitely a complete opposite when they're alone. Those older women. A woman's tears are only honest in private. When she's alone. Fun fact.
Yeah, that's true. Right? Unfortunately, that's the hardest time to observe them.
And out of the facade that they live in their head, or out of spite or something, they will pull the crabs in a bucket thing. They're gonna drag all these young women into her position with the most ridiculous advice they can think of in their head. Okay, hell, maybe they honestly believe that advice works. Yo, fuck these men. You don't gotta get married. Girl, go focus on your career. Go get a job, man. You don't need these men. Okay, these men are beneath you. Okay, if that man ain't a Chris Evans, I don't know why you even talking to him. All right, like you see all these women throughout social media, just the most ridiculous advice. I'm talking about these older women. Like really? You really think that's gonna give her happy? And that's what I'm saying. Even when men are saying otherwise, even when their family is saying otherwise, they're whoever in their life, I know, in some point in her life, was saying, "Hey, you need to get your shit together." But no, like you said, she's living that Sex in the City lifestyle in her fucking head until she gets crow's feet and wrinkles. All of a sudden, where's all the nice men at? There's a nice. They're the men that are laughing in your face. Like, this dumb bitch honestly thought that they can LARP as us. Like, and don't get me wrong, it's not getting any better either with schools or colleges having this furry phenomenon going on right now.
Oh God!
Like, what the fuck?
Oh God, the litter boxes.
Yeah, so I already know it's going downhill very, very bad. Very, very bad. But I'm gonna add two more people. Everybody, the one, the only, Rishi.
Hello.
And producer Tim.
What is up?
Yo.
What is going on, y'all?
I sound really
Apparently
far
the-
away here. Let me fix that.
Apparently, the number of litter boxes in elementary schools. That's what's up.
Yeah. I posted it on my community tab. If you guys read that quick snippet, it happened in Michigan. Supposedly, the parents at a conference or whatever, not parent teacher conference, but a PTA school meeting, just flipped out. They're like, whoa, why are you putting litter boxes in the fucking bathrooms? And then on top of that, that teacher that got fired for not meowing with a student that identifies as a cat. What the fuck is going on?
What sound does a mushroom make?
They don't make any sound. They're very silent.
They just vibrate.
They vibrate
vibration.
angrily.
Well, they might make a little puff sound when they release spores, depending on the mushroom.
When they sploom.
sploosh.
Oh, hey, Gray. Actually, I had a question for you.
Sure.
You make pixel art, right?
Yeah.
How much would you charge for a commission?
I guess depends on the size.
It's a 2,000 by 2,000 square thumbnail for our episode this week. It's about video games, and I thought a pixel art would be perfect for it.
Are you in the Discord?
I am in the Warband Discord. Here, I'll private chat my Discord ID.
Yeah, DM me there and we can talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
Thanks,
Rishi,
Yeetus, for letting me do this cross promotion.
yeah, that was out of nowhere, but it's all good.
Little Mario Drexel. He's gotta save the princess.
Oh my god.
But
That would be perfect.
producer
But-
Tim would be Bowser.
But hey, yo, Rishi, hold up. We're
What's
gonna
up?
get right back on topic because I don't got that much time left. What is your perspective on giving these lonely 40-year-old pathetic, sorry excuse, these middle-aged women crying, moaning in despair, like, oh, I'm alone, blah, blah. Do you feel sorry for them? Do you have any sympathy for them?
I mean, not really. They didn't change out of like realization that, what they did, wasted their years. They're just feeling the consequences of their actions. They just feel that they can't like get it like they used to. So why should we? And besides, like, if they had the chance to go back to what they were doing, they would do it in a heartbeat. They would just, so
They'll do the same thing all over again.
yeah, I guarantee it. At least most of them would. Now we might have exceptions, but
All right, but producer Tim, how about you? What you guys say about this topic?
So it is one of my pet peeves whenever you experience a hardship of your own. You'd be surprised how many hardships are of your own making. I mean, that's kind of what they're for, right? But then you go and you kind of let loose on someone, or you just blow off some steam, right? And you're just bitching and moaning, complaining about your lot in life or your luck or whatever. And then they're like, well, you reap what you sow. I hate when people do that. It pisses me off so much. It's like, motherfucker, you don't think I know that? That's the thing, too, is...
It's different when it's a one-time thing.
It is. And I guess the topic for... the topic material today more kind of aligns with women who hit the wall. They got ran through in college. They have miles of dick to their name. And then they're like, why can't I be respected? Why can't I find a good man? Okay. But can you blame her as much as the role models who told her, yeah, go get ran through. Men will still date you.
So should I blame the influences of her growing up? You talk about like talk show hosts and
her mother,
her best friend,
first and foremost.
Oh, the mother, yeah, saying that, just go get the bag. Don't worry about marriage and stuff.
Because see, what do women say about us, right?
Shit, a lot. That's
a lot. We know. We don't need to go through a list. But therein lies the problem. Their reaction to what we say is like the Principal Skinner meme. Am I the one who's out of touch? No, it's the kids who are wrong.
Well, are they like, is there like a big mass of women that are like preaching to younger women that they should be like chased? They should find like settle down in their 20s.
There
are some, but like, are there like this big chunk You know, Tim.
There's a few
Well,
people
no.
that reaches a gigantic audience of women. One of them is Wendy Williams.
Candace Owens is not a bad choice either.
Who else? Oprah. Yeah.
Oh God, Oprah is the worst one.
Yeah.
Well, part of it's also leading by example. Like the parents can preach certain things all they want, but examples are what's followed.
True.
So, but at the same time, you do have perfectly functional, decent families, and the daughter ends up turning into your typical feminist.
Well, because at the same time, I see where producer Tim is coming from, because the worst transformation is the indoctrination camps, aka colleges. That's the worst.
It's so bad. And to think I'm actually trying to go back.
Oh,
Man.
you poor bastard.
I just want to take online classes. Like, I try to go back, but it's just a bunch of soy boys and these weird colored fucking brony.
Yeah.
I don't know what the
Well,
fuck they were.
I mean, graduate studies is different than undergraduate. And guys, if you are going to go to college, take a STEM degree. There is still usefulness in a STEM degree. It's especially true if you're in a big city and you don't know a lot of people.
And look at it this way: the sooner you get it, the more value it's going to be, because they're starting to lower the standard even for the STEM degrees. So,
yeah.
But if you get it right now when it's like valued, they're going to look at that timestamp and be like, "Oh, he got it when it was actually mean something." You know what I mean?
Well, producer Tim, based on how society is going, are you really surprised if you see that same shit in graduate school?
No, but the graduate school is one of the few places where how do I phrase this?
Professionalism is required.
Yeah. Well, it's
Not
hard.
just professionalism is required, but that if you don't deliver results, you get no credit. Or you get no you don't advance unless you deliver results, right? The diversity and inclusion coordinator will only get your foot in the door. It will not give you the degree. You when you have to write a master's thesis, when you have to prepare your submission for a doctorate to your department's council, when you have to write academic papers that are put through academic rigors and have to be properly sourced, have to be properly formatted, you can't go in there and say, LOL, I'm so random.
I see what you're saying.
There's a better filter on it, at least.
There absolutely is. It like I said, the diversity and inclusion coordinator will get your foot in the door. That still is true. What it won't do is make you pass the course. It's like they say for college football, right? If you go in there, and actually we have a guest on our show, NCAA Cat, who talks a lot about this kind of stuff. You know, you hear the stories about how they'll write tests and papers for the franchise quarterback, right?
Yeah.
Or the star Heisman Trophy winning running back.
Yeah.
They'll that will only get you so far, because it won't actually put the degree in your hands, and it definitely won't help you if you don't get drafted in the NFL. Like, now you're nothing, right? It's a fun fact, actually. You can look this up online. Tom Brady wrote a resume in anticipation that he was not going to get drafted by the NFL. I think he took accounting as his college degree. So he was going to go work for a family accounting firm. But he had done up a resume. He said, I played quarterback at Michigan State. Like, he thought it was possible he was not going to get drafted, so he had a backup plan.
Oh, pretty much. Yeah, that worked out very well for him somehow.
Yeah.
He's like, well, damn.
That wild card weekend, though, man, those games were a lot of fun to watch.
And actually, that's actually a pretty good minor to do, because on one hand, accounting is fairly stable, and there's always going to be work in that field. And second, if you do get into the NFL and you make a shit ton of money, knowing how to manage a shit ton of money is a damn useful skill to have.
Hey, you know what news stories they don't write about Tom Brady is how he fucks up his investments and squandered all his earnings. And I mean, he made a lot less money than he should have too.
Well,
He took the hometown discount for many years in New England.
his wife is so rich, right? So
Well, his wife is rich, and also she's like a world famous supermodel. He's one lucky guy.
so yeah, he's like, I'm a,
Those kids have good genetics, let me tell you.
Did you see his kid playing in the NFL?
I'm not sure. Speaking of people's kids, though, Peyton, I think it's Peyton Manning's cousin or his nephew. I think it's his nephew, Arch Manning, is coming up for college. I think he graduates high school this year.
Third generation Manning?
Eli and Peyton are brothers.
What about their father, though? Their father played as well?
Oh, yeah, of course. How could... Sorry.
I assumed.
Who could forget?
So if he does make it, he'll be a third generation. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's amazing what you do when you don't spend all your money on Lamborghinis that you get drunk with doing 150 miles into a fence post.
Man, I don't give a shit how rich I'm living the simple life. I definitely do believe the more money, more problems quote. Fuck.
Anyways, that's all I got. I got to get rolling here. I got other stuff to do to get ready for tonight's show. You and Rish good for 10:30 tonight?
I'm good. Rishi, it depends if he's. It depends if
that might be a little late for you.
Yeah, I'll be good.
Yeah. I expect it'll go 2 hours. Guys, this is the monthly bonus episode we feature on the MGTOWN podcast. The only way you'll listen to the full episode is if you pay $5 on Patreon or Subscribestar or Locals. Patreon.com/MGTOWN podcast, Subscribestar.com/MGTOWN-podcast, MGTOWNpodcast.locals.com. And that is how you properly shill.
You pay $5.
We had a whole fucking commercial right there. God damn.
Wacky waving inflatable arm, flailing tube men. Wacky waving inflatable arm, flailing tube men.
Oh shit. But
all right, you guys, pleasure as always.
I'll be there at 10:30.
Absolutely.
See ya.
Peace.
Stay frosty.
Bro, I am thirsty. But hey, Rishi, you good though? Because I saw your.
I don't know.
Hopefully not getting the sniffles.
I'm pretty fine. Took some, aspirin, some shit. I should be good.
Right,
but
no masked people comes to the door.
I don't know.
Try to jab you with something.
He just said, was it Tom Brady? He mentioned Tom Brady, and my mind went to like how apparently Tom Brady like kisses his son on the mouth.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That was like so weird.
Yeah, that shit is so fucking
that.
weird.
Is it like a Midwestern thing, or where does Tom Brady live?
What?
I'm trying to think.
I don't know, but
where's Tom Brady from? It has to be like a cultural thing.
I've never seen him. I don't know if he's from the Midwest. Not gonna lie.
Chat. Where is Tom Brady from?
Look. Then we'll get back on topic, y'all. Give me a second.
It's like, how can I trust a man who kisses his son on the mouth?
He's from California.
Oh, of course.
So I'm not surprised.
Not surprised here.
He's from San Mateo.
Yeah. The state of love.
But before we continue, I'm going to be doing my little shilling. If you want to support the Warband or my channel, please click on the link that I have pinned on top of the chat and donate to paypal.me/Yeetus. 100% of the money will be going towards the production of my channel or anything that the Warband needs, because the higher quality of videos we can give to you guys, the better.
Oh, and by the way, have you seen the new KFC ads for their Beyond Fried Chicken?
I don't want to know.
You haven't seen it yet?
No, I don't want to know.
Bro. Let me see if I can pull up a picture.
It sounds so gross.
Let me see if I can pull up a picture real quick for the chat.
But we're going to add someone else. Real talk. Oh, because he's not here.
Yo, can you hear me?
There we go.
Oh,
What's going on, brothers?
I was close. I was close to that remove button, real talk. I was going real
Yeah,
slow.
no, damn. Shit.
But
What's happening?
it's all good. What's going on, man? When it comes to what I've talked about so far today, when it comes to the topic, what is your perspective on it? About me personally having no sympathy whatsoever for modern women that end up alone.
You have the full right and privilege to put your foot down. It's kind of like Gandalf, like you shall not pass. Like I'm not putting up with this shit anymore. And I think that sort of backbone is the most necessary for every man to have. So you're completely justified.
Exactly. And real talk, would you personally have sympathy for the model women that pretty much most model women, because of course there has to be some crazy exception, right? Would you
Yeah,
have any-
there's always some exception.
Oh no, he's gone
Oh.
again.
All right, while he's gone, let's take
May-
a look at this.
Oh,
Oh,
he's
he's
back.
back.
Is it maybe it's me looking at this notes? Like I think as soon as I switch over, I'm still connected to you guys. I can hear you, but I just had some notes down, but I'm not even gonna look at it. I got it all in the dome. You want to go ahead, Rishi, or should I just continue?
Go ahead,
Oh,
finish your piece.
no. Nope. We're gonna watch this real quick.
Oh, it's not a video. It's just like the image they released.
Oh, the image. Oh, let's see the
Look at
image
it.
real quick.
Look at this. Apparently, this is their plant-based chicken, and look at that open nugget. It's just like all gray.
It's
People,
just-
as someone who's done food photography, that is horrible food photography.
People been comparing it to like that SpongeBob episode where like the Krusty Krab has like a new owner, and they have like they make the patties out of like the gray goop, and the customer they're
love
eating
that.
garbage, and they look down.
I could
Right.
never. The chicken, the real chicken nuggets are bad enough. Now this, guess how many ingredients comes inside this?
For real.
Guess nothing. I'm gonna
The
go look it up.
soybeans. They're eat the beans, bigot. No,
Eat it so you can grow some tatas.
no.
All right. Real talk. While you finish your point, I'm gonna invite another person, the one, the only, Lion the MGTOW.
What's up, man?
What is going on?
Uh,
Real talk. Can you finish your point?
yeah, I was just gonna mention that any girl or guy past the age of 25, they've pretty much already met their quote unquote soulmate. You know, the person that God intended to cross paths with. So basically it's like this, I think every single guy out there is going to have the girl that got away. And if you consider that girl like the soulmate that you were supposed to have, or the love of your life or whatever, you got to consider it like this: why you should shut the door. If a girl was your soulmate and God did intended you to meet her, you met her, and she just chose up, she just said, you weren't good enough, she ghosted you, she like pretty much closed the door on you. You got to understand that a soulmate, the only way you could let go of a soulmate is through death. Her leaving you was like going through a death. So if she comes back in your life, you got to ask yourself, how can I let this person in who is basically my soulmate? God wanted me and her to be together, but she did not want to be together with me. How can I let someone who could only leave me through death back in my life? She's basically dead to you. So we got to close the door on these girls who had the chance when things were prime, when things were perfect for both parties. And we have to let go of that fantasy of love, because these girls who've chosen past us, they've proven it doesn't exist.
All right, I agree with your stuff, man. That's pretty much what she did. She just left, till death do us part. Metaphorically, she chose to end the relationship. Why accept her back? Why? She made her vows. Vows are very important, but side note, of course, the vows were changed. So
She locked herself out. Like Lion preaches lockout game. She locked herself out. She's dead to you. End of story.
exactly, and one of the vows should have been she should be submissive or something like that, but of course they changed it. So, Lion and MGTOW,
Yeah.
what is your perspective on having any sympathy for these model women that ends up alone?
Well, my perspective has not changed. They deserve zero sympathy. They're adults. They made the free will decision to be trash bags. They made the free will decision to live their lives vicariously through Sarah Jessica Parker. They chose that. So the sympathy goes out the fucking window. It goes out the window when they get the clap or gonorrhea from fucking bad boys, fucking Chad or Tyrone. They just, it's complete chaos. And I'm gonna say it like this. You know how like 50% of born females don't have any retirement savings? I'm not sure how many of these, like the early millennial women, actually have any retirement savings right now. I think a lot of those females living at home with their mothers and possibly their fathers. And I don't think any of them actually have any plans to pay off their student loan debt or their credit card debt. I mean, a lot of them can't even keep their credit card debt below 50%. They're hurting. And they did it to themselves. And at this point, zero sympathy, zero mercy. The hell with all that. They did it to themselves. They're adults. They made the free will decision to be trash bags, to chase a fantasy, and they got to suffer the consequences. I mean, reality doesn't go away just because you refuse to accept it. It is what it is.
I agree 1,000,000%, Lion and MGTOW, and other people. I think one of them was Producer Tim. May be great, but I'm gonna say Producer Tim. They were saying that can we fully blame them, even though they were heavily influenced by the environment around them?
Here's the thing. I blame them completely, because you got to understand this. Feminism would not have worked without their full cooperation. They wanted that. They chose it.
I agree. I definitely agree, because I'm like, and on top of that, we live in the age of information.
Yeah, it's the information age. Exactly.
Right. I'm sure that they had countless people. They probably looked in the manosphere, because we've been around for 8 years, maybe even 9, online.
Close to a decade.
Oh, close to a decade, yeah. I'm sure they had somebody in their family tell them, like, hey, you need to get your shit together. At least one friend say, like, hey, like, what are you gonna do till you're 24 now? What you gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
But many women, they just ignore. They just want to live that Sex in the City lifestyle, and then when the wrinkles and the crow's feet and the jowls starts kicking in, they just can't comprehend.
They can't comprehend it. They shift into Karen mode, where you're trying to micromanage everybody's life, and you're trying to tear them down every chance you fucking get. And it's disgusting.
Yeah, it's a good point. Listen, boys, they wouldn't have any sympathy for us if we were like rock bottom, on the streets, homeless, begging for change.
Exactly.
Why should we have any sympathy for them when they like made poor decisions and they can't get like family or whatever? You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I think it could go a step further because going back to the male versus female fantasy, a lot of guys end up in shitty positions because they did something that they thought was right and it fucked up or blew up in their face.
Yep.
A woman will often do something that she knows is wrong, but expects to get away with.
Yes. And
Exactly.
if she doesn't get away with it, you're supposed to rush in and help her. So she doesn't learn her lesson. She keeps doing the shit over and over again until it either gets her in trouble or she ends up dead.
Gray, the point that Gray brought up is the most interesting because they've had to choose one of two: to be evil or to basically be so incoherent and retarded that they're just like dummies. One of the two is why they're not accountable, and why they hit the wall and they go down this path where they look for sympathy.
It's like, for example, where I remember one instance when I was down in it was Washington. Yes, Washington State. I was walking down the street right outside the military base because I needed to get a haircut. I didn't have a car yet, and I seen this chick get into it with her thug boyfriend, and she was getting manhandled like crazy. But at the same time, I'm like, I wonder what she did to make him react that way. And based on her actions, on just like yelling, cussing, all up in his face, blah blah blah, and then eventually, which was insane even in my standards, should have had my camera. Like she got laid out, lights out. Like she folded like a lawn chair. I was like, oh shit,
You know, it's really sad. In this day and age, you can't even ask that question. What did she do to get to deserve that? You can't even answer that you can't even ask that question. It's terrible.
Because if two men went at it, I'm sure all women will ask them, like, what did you do? But when we ask the same thing, how dare you hold me accountable for my bad behavior? You misogynist piece of shit. Like, what? All you had to do was shut the fuck up. Like, just go nuts. Like, like, what makes you think you, little girl, 5'4", can go up against some 5'10" or 11 dude that clearly doesn't give a fuck about your life or his own? And you thought it was a good idea to get up in his face like you a grown man yourself. What went through your mind and thought that was a good idea, stupid?
Because her boyfriend from years back let her beat him in wrestling once for fun, and so she thinks she can take a man.
Yeah. He let her win. Either that or she watched too many Charlie's Angels movies and tried to dog shit and
thinks that one backhand to the jaw is going to drop a man with 6 inches on her. Good luck.
God, it is insane. It isn't like, and how people flipped out about the train thing that happened in, I think, Philadelphia,
Mhm.
where that girl's getting raped for, I don't know, I forgot how long, but the whole time nobody wanted to help. Why should we help?
Exactly. We shouldn't. I mean, the Samaritans are basically punished for doing the right thing. So why the fuck should we help?
Yeah, and also being punished by getting charged for sexual assault yourself or getting sued.
Yep.
Like,
Basically, like,
that.
where's all the good Samaritans? They're dead or in jail.
Yep.
Pretty much. Pretty
Exactly.
much.
And the same thing we're saying. I'm looking for a hero, so all the heroes are dead.
Or in prison.
Yep.
And the wise ones, they learn from other people's mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
So now they're like, oh, yeah, I'm staying over here. Because on top of that, yeah, like you said, what if that dude out of nowhere pulls out a big ass knife and then, shake me right there? I'm like, oh shit, well, I'm dead.
Exactly.
I'm dead. And then my last thing I see in my life is, the woman that I saved is yelling at me being a misogynist. Like, fuck.
It's not even worth it, man. Exactly, it's not even worth it.
Like, you don't know it's not some sort of role play exhibitionism.
It'd be like in The Incredibles, right? where Mr. Incredible got sued for saving that man's life. I didn't want to be sued.
Oh, and the biggest thing, which all you guys can agree, is women. Today's women are so bold. They're so, I don't know how to explain it.
Brazen.
Brazen. Yeah, they're so bold and brazen only because they never dealt with true violence. They've never seen or dealt with, or like they weren't around like real violence.
Exactly.
If you guys know what I'm talking about. Like if two men are going at it, drunk outside the club or a bar, that shit can get real violent.
Mm-hmm.
And back then, like years ago, let's say 100 years ago, women knew there's immediate consequences for their immediate consequences for their bad behavior.
Oh,
It's
yes.
not as violent, but they knew there was immediate consequences.
Yeah, the consequences were there, and because it was there, they backed off. But today, they want to try to jump in people's faces, and on a few occasions, they back off and say they pay the price for it. But a lot of the times, it doesn't happen. Like even at football games where you got these fucking ditch pigs and land whales like throw drinks at people and then start a damn fight. I'm like, it's retarded.
I'm like, woman, do you know how quick a man can finish you if he wanted to? Do you? What?
Oh, beyond that, they've removed the nuance.
Mm-hmm.
Like, basically, you either like ignore a woman and walk away, or you be ready to put her in the ground because you're going to prison.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no subtlety, no nuance, like you can't just push her away. You can't, like, there's no subtlety, no degrees of it. It's like in for a penny, in for a pound.
Exactly. You can't push her away. You can't even catch her hand when you can't even catch her hand when she tries to slap you.
And this is another reason why I say they don't learn until it's too late, because I'm sure you guys seen countless videos, you know, online.
Yeah, I've seen those videos and even the H&T scenarios too, where they try their luck and end up getting spirited away.
Yeah, like literally, like they only, how do I say it? Because how do I explain it? You can see that exact moment of the true terror on her face, or even her body language, when a man just don't give a fuck anymore. Like, who do you think is going to get to you first, female? Me or the police that's 2 minutes away? Who can get to you first?
2 minutes from even knowing what's happening.
2 minutes, man. You get all the time you need, man. 2 minutes. Right. You're fair game.
Even the Simpson White Knights are possibly down the block. Like, do you know how much damage can be put upon you? Shit. Fights ends instantly at times.
Yep.
Like, to see that, I think that's the biggest thing. That they just can't. They can't comprehend when a man has enough. They just can't comprehend what's happening.
Like if
they just know that something is wrong.
Like that's the thing. Like if you just fell over, like if you couldn't catch yourself and you just fell over onto a concrete corner, that could kill you.
Yep.
So like,
or if you get hit in the temple by a cell phone, that could kill you.
You know how it is between men in a fight, right? Where if a man gives you that look, you know it's about to go down. Like it's time to put them dukes up. But women, they just can't comprehend that.
No,
when a man gives her that look, she knows something is wrong. She like she just can't comprehend what's going to happen next. And you just see the terror. And out of you gave her like 10 warnings to stop or chill out or, walk away or something, like get away from me. She kept going and going and going and going and going. Then you're like, all right, too easy,
Mhm.
because in my opinion, I see you as a man. If you're not acting like a lady, I see you as any other man.
Or
You're just a very short man, pretty much. Like,
Yeah,
once
but
a man gets to that point of anger, they just can't comprehend.
guess in my case, she's more of a midget.
Like the mini me from Austin Powers.
Something like that, yeah.
you guys ever
What'd you say, real talk?
you guys ever see any instant karma videos on Reddit, like the instant karma Reddit?
I haven't been to the Reddit one, but I've seen some of them on YouTube.
Yeah, there's a very hilarious occurrence. It looked like a Costco entrance, something down, I think it was in Chile. There's this Karen going off, and she kind of got like physical with her cart and like bumped into a guy. A store employee comes out, open fist, like just slaps the shit out of her. You hear it, and then another dude rams her with a cart and sends her flying on the pavement. I'm like, man, that's some patriarchy right there. I was like, holy cow! Like, what? Why can't we have that sort of, if they want to act like Yeetus just said, if they want to act like a man, they're gonna get tossed like a man. Like that sort of behavior is just so intolerable when it comes to like masculine men who like really cherish, themselves and their masculinity.
Yeah, and especially down there in Chile. I mean, because the feminism is getting real bad down there in Chile too. So I understand why he did it. Yeah,
I gotta put it on the Discord. I finally got on there.
Yeah.
This shit is hilarious.
Like,
I don't think I'm part of a Discord. I mean, y'all got a Discord? Huh?
yes, we do got Discord. I'll give you Rishi.
Private chat.
Yo.
Can you put the link of the Discord in the private chat?
Oh, sure.
We officially have Lion and MGTOW on Discord. Let's go. But you guys see where I'm coming from, right? I know Lion MGTOW does gray. He only has a little bit difference, just a little bit, which I respect. The craziness of how they had countless chances throughout their lives, especially the last 20 years, to get their shit together. Now they want a good man. Now they're blaming all men that they're seeing. How, like, no.
But again, that's
no.
the thing. Like, there's always a simp. They could get one. But their standards are still too high.
Exactly. So now they're hitting 40, 45, 50, 55. And all they can do is drink themselves to death with their bunch of cats. Which has happened before. And I guarantee you, the scale of that happening is gonna happen like 5-10 times more within the next 10 years, 15 years, because I think the oldest millennials will be in their 50s or 60s, right? I think 50s. How old is the oldest millennial right now? 40?
I believe you have 40, 42, 43 probably.
All right, give it 20 years. You're going to see a huge scale of those type of women literally overloading the nursing homes and relying on the government only to pay for their stuff. Why do you think the government was saying for a while, at least since I was growing up, that Social Security won't last past 2035, 2040? I think it was 2035. The resources are going to get sucked up like crazy when the millennials reach old age. It's going to, because all these single women that's out there, who are they going to rely on?
Exactly.
They have nobody. So,
And they did it to themselves.
yep, there's going to be an increase of homelessness, increase of streetwalkers, increase of nursing homes. It's just, I'm telling you, it's going to be a tiny taste of what happened in Venezuela.
There's already a shortage of personal support workers too. Like,
Yep.
Damn.
It's
You're
just-
like reading my mind, Yeetus. It's crazy. I was just gonna bring a point up like that. Continue.
It's going to get to that point, which is why, at least in the conservatives' mind, because majority of women, not all women, majority of women, they deem themselves as liberals.
Yes, and they're gonna shift into chameleon mode and then try to pretend to be conservatives or trad thoughts, and it's gonna be a complete shit show because you'll be able to see straight through it.
so half of women identify as liberals, the other half are lying.
Yes.
Pretty much. If you agree with if you vote or you agree with the 19th Amendment, you're pretty much a liberal / feminist. But that's why it's been so important all this time, all these years, way long ago, of the importance of building a strong family. All right, because the government can't take care of you forever.
Exactly.
That's why family is important. And these women, they voluntarily ended their own bloodline or destroyed their own families.
Exactly. I mean, you even got some of them who joke or even congratulate themselves for getting abortions too. Like there was a TikTok video of this woman actually dancing or doing a victory lap in an abortion clinic. I'm like, why are you dancing in an abortion clinic? I mean, is infanticide really that entertaining to you?
If that was my daughter, I would just own the fuck out of her.
Yeah.
I didn't teach her that. I didn't teach her that shit.
Exactly.
No daughter of mine does that. I don't know who the fuck she is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing. Families these days are too afraid to give their kids or whatever, like, the worst punishment is ostracizing them from the family. Because you're not bringing all that bullshit up into my house. It's my shit. Not your shit. It's my shit. But I'm your daughter. Yeah. By blood. That's it. Because I ain't going to have no rainbow fucking brony, furry, 73 gender motherfucker walking to me. No.
Exactly. Yeah, the Kool-Aid colored hair denizens. No, fuck all that.
No. Because I didn't teach. No. This shit, go ahead and do what you gotta do. Go. I ain't saying you can't do it. You're just not doing it around the family. That's it.
It's like, oh, your friends are doing it? Well, I hope that your friends are going to put up a house for you because you're not going to be welcome in this one.
Oh, hell no. I hope they have extra seats at the Thanksgiving dinner. Because no fucking way. No way. That's why with the meme that I posted a few weeks ago with the OnlyFans woman that got kicked out of the family and not allowed to see her younger sister, I'm like, mad respect.
Yeah.
The dad had the balls to actually punish her for her horrible decisions, to post nudes for strangers online for a little payment. You're a virtual prostitute.
Well, that's the thing. If the little sister finds out and she was still accepted in the family, like that just says the family approves of it. Like,
Right.
It was like, okay, the older one's fucked. We got to save the younger one.
Yeah, because the younger one will be heavily influenced.
It's
The dad-
normalized.
Exactly. And the dad had the galls to say, fuck that. You're gone. You know, and more of that should be happening. More of that should be. You don't want to listen to my. Just because you're out of my house doesn't mean I have my own boundaries and rules within my family. Not yours. I'm still the top dog in this motherfucker. And you just fucked up. So you gotta go. Yeah, you can call me mean or you overreact. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
All right.
For me, my dad was, well, he pretty much said it once and that was it. You know, he said, like, stay away from fast women. I said, you got it.
Oh yeah, I learned from, like, I learned quickly, especially my dad is he had to focus heavily throughout his young adult life taking care of kids by himself.
Damn.
You know, and he told me that even I was young. He's like, "Don't get married. Don't get me." Now he wants to, you know, inch that in there. You know, probably because he's older.
Yep.
You like to have little grandkids around.
Yeah, I get that.
He knows the deal, huh?
Yeah, I get that shit too, man. Like, we're gonna give you some grandkids. I'm like, why the fuck would I give you any grandkids when World War III's in our midst? Why?
Simple questions like, you're gonna pay for them?
Exactly.
I gotta fight for my life. I ain't trying to bring in life. Shit, I'm gonna have no choice but to take some soon.
Like,
Yeah.
you're gonna pay the alimony and child support on top of all that? Like you take full responsibility for everything? Okay, fine. I'll jizz in a cup and you can do with it what you want. But
Yeah.
but if you ain't gonna take responsibility for it, you get no authority to tell me what to do with my body.
Exactly. I mean,
Exactly.
yeah, your body, your choice. My wallet, my choice.
It's as if since the beginning of feminism and the sexual revolution, things like Playboy coming before, it's like the nation turned from the United States to the United States of amnesia. It's like we forgot that women left to their own devices have always made the poorest choices in past civilizations, and they've failed because of it. I just don't know where, like, our parents, the boomer generation, it's just like, I don't know where their minds have gone. That's like that's my only question for the older generations. What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Too much marijuana, too much heroin, too much cocaine. I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't know. Damn.
Blame the Simpson power around 1919.
Damn.
Blame them. They're the only. If I can go back and start curse stomping those motherfuckers, I would. Like, do you have any idea what you've done? You motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And the ones who try to bring their Marxist and communist doctrines over here to the West and into these college campuses. I'm like, man, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing?
I know if you want to go back to college to finish my degree at this point. Like, if I do, it'll be online.
Yeah, I just do online. Online's better. You just get your skills and abilities online or just hands-on experience. Yeah.
Because when I went to the college last year, oh Lord, it was horrible. It was it was like I was in a twilight zone. It just I don't know who was a dude, who was a guy.
Yeah.
Pronouns.
Yeah, exactly. Pronouns.
200 genders.
You got that. You got people who identify as a tech helicopter or identifies as a fucking teddy bear toy. I'm like, you identify as a fucking cactus? Are you serious?
Well, no, clearly they identify as a cat and they get the litter box now.
Damn.
It's crazy. It's insane. Hold up. So Ronald Reagan signed no-fault divorce into law. Well, he was in Hollywood from California, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know he identified as conservative, but I say he was a rhino.
Yeah, he was a conservative, and yeah. Speaking of divorce, actually, speaking of divorce and legal snares and traps, I think in ATL or in some states, if you get divorced, they could actually steal your pension.
Not surprised.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Because when I was, I know military story, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I was in training, I had this platoon sergeant. He was not in a good mood, and like, hey, sergeant, you good? You okay? He's like, nah, soldiers, I'm good. Hey, soldiers, hey, be very fucking careful who you marry. All right, I'm about to leave after this contract. I'm leaving early. 1 year before my retirement, so that dumb bitch doesn't have my pension. So that's how pissed off he was. He didn't even want half of his pension. He's like, I'm making sure neither of us are going to get this shit, because this isn't fair. How is she sitting on her ass all day, while he's out there training, or he's out there in the Middle East fighting for his life, how the fuck is she still entitled to have his pension?
Exactly. I mean, she didn't work for that.
So that's why he's like, nah, I'm leaving early, so none of us are getting that shit. Fuck you.
Yeah, it's good on him. You know, he twisted the knife. Yeah.
Oh Lord, I'll be fuming too. All she did was eat potato chips all day, watching them little shows and watching the Little Rascals of the kids. That's all she did.
She didn't work.
What?
She didn't work.
Yeah, she literally did. She literally had to do nothing. Nothing.
Wow.
All she had to do is dress up and be pretty during military ceremonies if her husband gets promoted or something. But besides that, she doesn't do shit.
Oh, hell no.
And his body is broken. All the injuries and all the bullshit he had to go through for almost 20 years. And she gets to get half of that? Fuck that.
Hell no. I'm going to enjoy my 2 retirements. Fuck that noise. Shit.
Yep, he's like, I can do another 20 years somewhere else. Fuck that. Personally, I don't know if I'll be able to do that, but I definitely understand why he did that. Because I'm petty myself, but that is like ultra petty. He's like, fuck the retirement money. You ain't getting shit.
I mean, that's about as good as the guy who, like, he was getting a divorce, so, like, he emptied out his bank account and he, like, set it on fire.
Oh, and here's a big question, which goes along the lines of the topic. Do you guys really believe that motherhood is difficult?
With modern technology, I don't think it really is as difficult, but as far as other contaminating influences on your kid, it could be difficult in that aspect. But
I was thinking difficult, like relative to what?
Well, she says, how women say, oh, being a mother is a full-time job, or, oh, I feel like a slave.
oh my god,
Yeah, well, that's the thing, but like, there's nothing that they compare it to. They say that as like, yeah, I suppose relative to sitting on your ass all day, calling up Tyrone whenever you get bored and watching Netflix. Yeah, I suppose motherhood would be difficult relative to that. How about you go work outside for a year doing heavy labor, then get back to me?
Exactly. I mean, you want your hair to start graying early because you're like lifting heavy shit. Yeah.
Like, it's insane. I'm like, not one single father that I've talked to had that much of a difficult time that he goes on social media complaining on how it's a full-time job. Not one.
Probably because he's had a full-time job and knows what it's like.
Right. And me personally, I don't think it's difficult raising kids. Yeah, it's time-consuming, but I don't think it's difficult.
Yeah, just you're keeping them moving, like you're keeping them moving in the right direction. That right, I mean, there can be it can be challenging, but it's really ain't as hard as these women make it out to be. A lot of them are just fucking lazy. That's what it is.
I've never been a father, not yet. I deemed the hard part would be the teenage years.
Yes, that'd probably be the hardest. Yeah.
But anytime before that, I don't think it's that. No, I personally don't think it's that hard. It's just time consuming. That's it.
Yeah.
You can't do the things that you quote unquote want to do. And that's the biggest issue that women have in the 21st century. They want to do all these other things besides taking care of the kids like they're supposed to.
Replace the word difficult with inconvenient.
Yep.
Don't use logical words, okay?
Well,
I mean, I love Susan. She's a wonderful admin.
What are you gonna say, real talk?
They go through a cognitive dissonance with the importance of their feelings versus their offsprings because they just have such a overwhelming amount of solipsism that it's just like default override will not compute. Like that kid's needs typically go to the wayside because her feelings always have to be met in a positive manner. Like it's just very gut-wrenching for her to have to clamp down and take care of a kid who's throwing up for a few hours. Just that's when you'll hear the worst from these women, is when that kid starts to get sick. You'll hear how much they don't really give a shit about the kid. That's the most fucked up part. They just do not care. They're so solipsistic.
Yeah,
They come first.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what?
They call it emotional labor. I'm like, but it's your kid.
That's the hardest part for them, is trading their own needs for that child's.
Which is insane, because the most I've heard a dad complain about their kid, let's say 8 to 10-year-old, is they keep taking the batteries out of the goddamn remote, or they got too much damn energy for me.
Should let them play outside then. Fuck it.
Right. I do remember getting kicked out all the time when I was younger. Like, go out. Don't be coming in and out of my house.
No, well, but then again, we got to remember male love versus female love. Like, men love sacrificially, women love opportunistically. There's nothing aside from some social points for a woman to gain from having children. She can't acquire resources by looking after her kids. Like, that's a years-long investment, decades-long investment, and they don't think that far ahead. Like, they're not thinking, I need to pour all my love into this child now so that when my brain goes to tapioca, I'm going to have someone who's going to care about me instead of just sticking me in a nursing home and forgetting about me.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely see what you're saying, man. That makes sense to the point where she, instead of her trying to be in both worlds, trying to be a career woman and a mother, she needs to choose one or the other, because one of them is going to suffer. Like, one option, you can't do as much.
That's the thing. Like, either you're going to love your kid enough that they'll look after you when you're old, or you have to make enough money so that you can afford to look after yourself when you're old. And given how bad women are with money in general,
Oh yes.
like, it's much better off to just have some kids and trust that they're going to repay your emotional investment. Because if you just have some kids, but then you go off to chase your career and you're shoving them in daycare all the time, don't be surprised when they shove you in a nursing home.
Exactly. Or they won't speak to you. They just ghost you and not talk to you.
Goes around, comes around.
Damn straight.
Real talk, I'm going to ask somebody else on here, and I don't want to have too many people on here like last time. So,
Yeah, no.
what is
for
your overall thoughts on the topic today? What do you want to tell the Warband?
I mean, there's a lot of different things that can be said, but you just have to stay vigilant with your emotions and never let yourself emotionally open up to these women. Understand what their use is extracurricular activities, and if you're going to deal with them from a distance. That's all I really got.
All right, real talk. Thank you for joining, man.
For
And
sure.
there will be another live stream tomorrow.
No doubt. Uniti, boys. Have a good night.
Puniti.
Puniti.
Dude, we should literally make a church or a cult. Puniti. No, that's pretty much the Warband, but
That's how we'll identify Warband members after every
that's how,
part. It's like, wait, hold on a second. There's a mystery group. Let me try something. Puniti! Puniti! Okay, we actually have some rapport here. I know these guys.
actually, that should be the code name with Shit Hits the Fan, not gonna lie. Oh, you know me? Okay. Puniti.
Poon? And then you just wait for them to finish?
Oh yeah, you gotta wait for them. Yeah. But we're gonna add Mayor Mercules to the chat. What's going on, man?
Puniti, my Brutus.
Puniti.
ET. So when it comes
Well,
to the topic today, Mayor, have
you
been
guys
hearing what
actually
I've
just-
been saying?
I have been. I've been listening in. Especially that last bit that you guys were talking about women complaining about their natural role is just too hard, right? They want to go and do other shit instead of just taking care of their kids. Their kids' feelings don't really matter to them because their feelings are more important.
Yeah.
Well, I have experience in that one. got experience in quite a bit of stuff as it relates to what we talk about here, but this one I've got a lot of personal experience in because my daughter was only 10 days old when her mother threatened to snap her neck. And
Jeez.
I
Damn.
quit my job. I quit my job and forced her to go back to work full time. Fine, you want to LARP? I'll fucking make you LARP. Go ahead and be the head of the household. I'll stay home with the kids since you think this is so fucking hard. You couldn't even do it for 10 days.
10 days.
I did it for 15 months. Then I moved my family in with me and had them supplement to take care of the child while I went and got my full-time job back. I was making twice as much as what she was making, and it caused problems in our relationship because again, she wants to LARP as a fucking man, think that she can be the head of household.
So would you say something about would you blame that bad decision on the postpartum depression thing?
Well, that's just it, is that I repeatedly told her to seek help. I saw all these things happening. I saw them progressing, told her to get help. She ignored it. She was in complete denial about it. It wasn't until 4 years in after our relationship dissolved, 4 years after that and fighting through the family courts, that she came to me and asked me the stupidest fucking question that any human being has ever fucking asked me. Well, do you think that the whole time that we were having problems that I was suffering from postpartum depression? Because I talked to my doctor and now I'm on meds for it. Then why the fuck are you asking me?
God, good Lord.
I looked her dead in her face and asked her, then why the fuck are you asking me? You went and sought professional help after the fact and they confirmed it. Why the fuck are you asking me?
Ugh.
Like, why? The doctor told you. Oh my God.
Your feelings mattered way more than our child. And that's ultimately what dissolved our fucking relationship.
Damn.
So, on that point, which that is a crazy fucking situation, not gonna lie, should we feel any sympathy
No.
for these murder women?
The only woman in that scenario that I feel sympathy for is my daughter because she just got dragged along for the ride.
Yes, that's the only person that is unfortunate. Is the kids?
It's the children that I have sympathy for.
Yeah.
The children always suffer the most, man.
The women, they knew what it was. They've seen the cat lady memes and box wine memes their entire fucking lives. That crazy cat lady icon has always been there for them to look back at and say, is that where I want to be? Apparently that is where they want to be. So
Yeah,
let them make their bed and let them fucking lie in it themselves.
Yeah,
Don't lie with them.
Or they'll lie to themselves and say, "Well, that's not going to be me. That's not me." I'm like, yes, it is.
That's never going to be me. What are you talking about?
Exactly.
I'm not like all the other girls.
Exactly. Yes. See, they were the lie to. Yeah, they were the lie to themselves and look in a fucking mirror.
Literally.
Honestly,
You're a
I
bad
don't even.
bitch.
I
You're a
like,
bad bitch.
I think that if they look in the mirror, they can't even see the truth sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
No, they're delusional.
Exactly. They're delusional. They just lack accountability.
What?
Yeah, the newest narrative, like their newest narrative right now is, if they're single and they don't have a boyfriend or a husband, then they're strategically single.
I'm self-partnered.
Hey, sorry for interrupting you guys, but I thought that I looked up, I saw the view count went all the way down to 1. I was like,
It's 52. It's 52.
wait a minute. I thought Suzanne got me.
Ooh, damn.
Fucking
Yeah, we still here?
Yeah, we're still here. We're still here. I thought that because I looked up, it literally just said 1. I'm like,
Damn.
what?
Got nuked. I'm like, oh shit.
But you guys can continue. My bad.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, the new narrative. Yeah, but the new narrative is strategically single. That's the narrative that the feminists are trying to push on to the Cleon bitch. So they're single because they're trying to find themselves. They're single because they're enjoying their lives in their little girl trips and shit like that. I'm like, no, strategically single? No. You're single because nobody wants your sorry ass.
Yep. You guys touched on it earlier, is that men hold the key to relationships.
Exactly.
Women just hold the key to pussy. That's it.
Exactly.
Like, and that's what women that LARP as men, they get confused on. Like, what? You leaving me? I'm supposed to leave you. What is this?
Exactly. That's why they can't handle being ghosted by men. They hate that shit. It hurts them. It hurts their ego really, really bad. They hate that shit because they're hoping for conflict. They're hoping that he's going to beg her to do this and that and a third. That's what they're hoping for. They're hoping for that. They're hoping for the conflict, the mayhem, the drama, and stupidity. They're hoping for that, but he just ghosts her and says leave. And he just leaves. Drives from the sunset. They hate that.
See, do you know what's the biggest thing? I had to help my boy get his stuff when I was 23 years old out of his girl's apartment. Yeah, he was still a simp. But I wasn't going to say anything. But he had the galls to leave. So he had it so much up to here. He didn't argue. He didn't say a word. He did nothing. Just walked up into the apartment, just started packing all his stuff, and the girl was like freaking out. What you talking about? And he literally just felt nothing towards her, nothing. He just continued packing, like ignored her existence, and she was freaking out. I wouldn't even say mad. She was just freaking out. Oh, say something to your friend, man. Say something to your friend. I'm like, just say my relationship. Like, why are you looking at me for? I'm just with him.
It drives them absolutely nuts. I had to take one to court once. This is the one that decided after becoming impregnated to tell me, and then immediately walked to the abortion clinic. She came back to all of her shit in the garage, packed, and the garage door open. I didn't say a fucking word to her, and I left all the other doors locked.
Mm-hmm.
Done. For the next 3 months, she continued to harass me at my place of work, at my home, out in public. I had to take her to court.
Damn.
I don't remember all of what she ended up going away for, but she ended up doing actual time. So
Damn.
Goddamn.
Hold them fucking accountable. You can do it. It's fucking hard and it's nerve-wracking, but you can do it. Hold these bitches accountable.
You got to.
And see, that's a crazy thing. They're good if you are angry with her. They're good if you're all sad and on your knees begging. Like her worst fear is you reacting to nothing. Like you have no reaction to it, like nothing. I don't know how to explain it. It's like to the point where she knows she's powerless, so no matter what she does, like you're just done with her. It's just the fact that you're the one that's looking down on her is even worse.
Well, yeah, she's been raised her entire life to think that she's an infallible princess.
Yeah, reasonable.
And when you act completely indifferent to them, it blows their fucking mind. How am I not the center of the fucking world right now? I have always been and always will be. How is this not the case right now?
Yeah, exactly. You're exactly right. That's why, like, out of like all the factions and different philosophies in this manosphere, the one that these feminists hate the most is MGTOW, because it's passive. Men are just literally living their lives and just walking away.
I think part of it
it's
too,
passive.
I think it might even go a step further than that, because when you don't give them any emotions, no engagement, you're taking away the one weapon they have. Like, I don't know if anyone else has had dreams like this, but where you're trying to fight something in your dream and you just can't hit it. Like, your punches deliver no impact whatsoever.
Yeah, soft like pillows.
Yeah, I think it might be something similar to that. Like, you've taken away their one weapon. They're punching and hitting with all the emotion that they can, and it's doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah,
That's worse than beating a dead horse. So it's beating a horse that doesn't exist.
Exactly.
and that's the craziest part when it comes to like what Light and MGTOW said about MGTOW. Men just wanted to be left alone, like
Exactly.
how they wanted the modern women. They wanted that's what they preached.
Yeah, that's what they preach for 60,
No.
for 60 plus years. They're strong and independent. They don't need no man. They preach that for 60 plus years. So when you actually walk away, they go bug shit.
They went as far.
Women,
Oh, what's the
women,
reason?
women fear men's apathy. They cannot handle it.
Well, that's the thing. If
Absolutely.
if a man sympathizes with them, then they get that man's support. If a man hates them, then they can use that hatred to get another man's sympathy. They can't get a man to care about a man not caring about them.
Yes.
I see what you're saying, and on top of that, like I was saying before, since we're going we're going our own way, and these modern women wanted that to happen. They went as far as, if you saw the previous live streams, I made a shit ton. My bad, y'all. But I showed I think Rishi remembers. We showed the news where this lady was calling us extremists.
Oh, yeah.
Extremist.
Yeah, that snake oil salesman from Australia. Yes, they're like, how are you extreme by walking away, by leaving?
Yeah, that makes no sense.
Makes no fucking sense
Extremist-
whatsoever, man.
Extremists get involved.
Exactly.
And-
Extremists get involved. Extremists will tear shit up. But we're walking away. We're it's passive. I mean, what the hell?
Yeah,
we
it's
just-
literally by definition passive. But that's the thing, is that women see passive aggressive actions as outright acts of aggression. You might as well be punching them in the fucking kidney. I'm serious. They
Lord.
think like passive aggression to these women is tantamount to physical fucking violence.
Damn. Okay, that's crazy though. So it's like if you walk past them in a grocery store, you don't even look their direction. You're looking straight because you're trying to get out of the grocery store. That's being passive aggressive.
If they wanted you to look at them, yes.
Yep.
God damn. You can't fucking win.
I told you that old story. I was walking back to my barracks wanting to play some video games. Walked past this one lady, never seen her in my life. She turned around with an attitude saying, hello? I'm like, bitch, I don't even know you. Like, why are you getting mad at me? I don't know you. Like, I've never seen you before in my life. Are you serious? Like, I'm here. I wasn't even close to her. All right, I'm here. I'm looking down at my phone, texting my boy, say, hey, get ready for Warzone. It's about to get real. And then all of a sudden, hello? I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I'm looking around.
Bye.
She's looking directly at me. I'm like, what? What?
Yeah.
I don't know you. What the
Yep,
fuck
it's the
is
same.
going on?
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same deal with the video game clubs. You know, the after-school video game clubs. You know, they will get frustrated or annoyed because nobody's giving them attention. I'm like, no one cares. Shit.
Trying to be all quirky and shit. See, that's the biggest thing. So
Why
here's
doesn't anybody care about female gamers? No, I just care whether or not you're a gamer and if you're good at the goddamn game.
yeah, I don't give a shit if you're female, personally.
If it's really that bad of a fucking problem for you in the community of gaming online, then just keep your fucking mic off and don't talk.
Yeah. it's
Then
very
people
simple.
wouldn't fucking know otherwise.
Exactly.
You'd just be another player in the lobby.
Yeah, but they'll go in there and then they'll have to bring that shit in there to most. As a female gamer, I this and that on a third. I'm like, and this is exactly why a lot of gamers, a lot of people in their hobbies are gatekeeping like hell right now. They're gatekeeping because they're sick of this shit.
I mean, everybody looks down at gatekeeping, but you know what? Vanguards have always been a thing. They
Yep.
protect.
Yep.
And you know what's the craziest part is? Even through gaming, the female nature is alive and well. Because don't get me wrong, like there was one or two female gamers I knew that were actually good at the fucking game. All right, too easy. Fuck yeah, we're gonna win. But this one game called Modern Warfare 2. I remember when I was that young, when two females arrive in that lobby, when there's known that there's two females in the lobby, they automatically start talking shit to each other. Automatic.
It's weird. It's weird.
It'd be like, what the fuck? Like, we were just having a good. What is going on? But now that I was getting a little bit older, I'm like, oh, so women just want to be queen bee. They want to have all the attention.
Yeah, they would have all the attention, and it's worse if they worm their way into a space where they know there's a lot of men looking.
Oh man, that's even
It's
worse.
just worse. Yeah.
That's like we're just trying to play the game. Like, why are y'all arguing? Like chill out, chill out.
It's a literal grab for attention at that point.
And that's the big thing, right? Because that also pertains to, back in the day, right? Let's go as far as tribalism, where the less attention the woman gets, the less chances of her getting resources.
Well, and it's actually kind of funny because like, before the whole mobile gaming thing like took off and like basically every female with a phone started calling herself a gamer. A woman's like the primary game that women gravitated towards was MMOs.
MMOs, yep, and then Candy Crush.
Sims.
What's that one game? Crash? Not Crash.
Candy Crush.
No, not Candy Crush. It was the
Spyro. Spyro was a big girl gamer game.
What's that one most popular game of all time where you have to invade castles and kingdoms? Shit.
Clash of Clans?
Fortnite.
Was it Clash of Clans? I think it was the mobile game.
Yeah.
Clash of Clans, yeah.
Yeah, it was the one with like the one with the blonde barbarian.
I never really played Clash of Clans. That's why I'm asking. I knew what it was. I just never played it.
Yeah, no, you're talking about the one with like the blonde barbarian, the pink-haired archer, the little goblin dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Clash of Clans.
Okay, yeah. Like I seen a shit ton of women playing that game back in the day. So
yeah, I didn't see too many of them playing any Ninja Gaiden or Devil May Cry or God of War or any shit like that.
Ninja Gaiden pissed me off on hard mode.
Yeah, I kicked the shit out of that game on Master Ninja, and then after that, I put it down.
Man, I was getting my ass. I remember, the first boss. I was getting like my ass beat with them nunchucks. Like,
yeah, that guy. The funny thing is that guy is actually the main character's uncle.
God, yes. Yeah. Anyone who thinks Dark Souls is hard, try Ninja Gaiden Sigma.
Yeah, the hardest.
Oh God, man, that game will.
But who was the hardest boss in my opinion? In my opinion, the hardest boss was that one pink, weird-looking lady in the church.
Yeah, that's Alma. She was a fiend.
He's the worst in my opinion.
Yeah, she was a pain in the petted ass, but I think the worst might have been what's his name?
Not Dooku. What's his name? No.
The fiend Doku. That was. Yeah, he wasn't too hard.
I don't think he was that hard. No. Who do you talk about? All right, what are you talking about? That giant guy, like that big old angel-looking thing.
Yeah, that fiend. Yeah.
That shoots like lasers out of his body, and you like are riding this huge rock. Like shit got real. What the fuck?
Yep. Shit. You're riding a huge rock and you're dodging graviton beams and shit. Yeah.
It was getting out of control. Like, bro, I thought it was a ninja. What is this?
Yeah, I gotta dig out the PS3 now.
Oh man, that was a great game. Okay, I think the rise of social media, plus the rise of streaming the game.
Yes.
And then I don't know who was the OG of having an army of simps back then.
That'd probably be like the girls on Justin TV. Like before Twitch was Twitch, it was Justin TV or JTV.
Right. Mm-hmm. And then they introduced the donations and stuff, and when more and more women started to figure out, I just gotta show a little cleavage and I get all these donations. Okay.
Yep, and they all stunk up Twitch because of that shit.
Yep. Oh man, the worst of them all.
That's the thing. Like that's exactly what it was back when it was Justin TV, and that's God. They love fucking horror games too. They don't have to be good at them. They just have to give good reactions, and that gives them their audience.
See, the worst part about these female gamers here's the worst part about the female gamers is when they play a game, especially an immersive RPG game such as God of War, the 90% of the time they're talking to the chat instead of focusing on the game.
Exactly.
That pisses me off to the core.
Yep.
Like you're supposed to enjoy I'm not saying you can't talk to the chat once in a while, like all the other male streamers do. But you're playing the game for that's how I know that. And other things that pisses me off is when they play a certain game and they know nothing about the lore whatsoever.
Yeah, I hate that.
And then on top of that, they're talking to the chat the entire time while playing the game. I'm like, how do you guys not know she's just trying to take your money?
Exactly. And
She don't give a fuck about the game.
Exactly. They call them pay piggies or some stupid shit like that. I'm like, man.
Jesus, like that.
Little walking piggy banks for these thoughts.
Like seriously, like
don't fall into it. Don't fucking simp for these bitches.
Yeah, I'm like, why? Like they clearly don't give a. Literally, anytime there's a monologue within a video game, their entire focus is on the chat.
Yeah, but that's the thing. But like, it's that meme where a girl's stream, 80% of the screen is her, 20% is the game. A guy's stream, 80% of the screen is the game, 20% is the face cam.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you gotta squint your eyes and shit on the female stream.
But that's the thing. Like when you watch a male streamer, 9 times out of 10, you're watching for the game.
Yep.
Whereas if you're watching a female streamer, it doesn't matter what she's playing. It doesn't. That's not what her audience is there for.
Yeah, and then it progressed to having a kiddie pool in their room wearing a G-string bikini, doing some
fucking hot
weird
tub stream.
shit.
Yeah, hot tub and the cleavage and stupid shit like that.
Yeah, I think
has nothing to do with gaming.
No, I think the pinnacle is like react videos where no, actually no. Take it back. The pinnacle is the sleep stream. Just
my
turn
God.
on the cam, go to bed.
What about the one when they somewhat took away the hot tub streams and they made it like a section? A lot of the same women, they switched to licking their mics.
Oh god! Oh god!
I was so confused.
What is even going on right now?
Yeah, seriously.
Exactly, man.
Did she like spray something on that fucking mic? Does it like taste that damn good? How high is she right now, bro?
Man, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Get electrocuted or some shit like that. Man.
It's for guys to listen on. It's guys to listen on headphones and jerk off to.
Yeah, it was some softcore shit.
Yeah, exactly. I tell them, so clear up your fucking keyboard.
How fucking high do you have to be to lick a microphone, though? That's like, God. You're not in your right goddamn mind. That's for sure.
And the audacity of these certain streamers, such as Pokimane and that Hey Boomer Girl, they're both defending simps, saying simps are kings.
Oh, please.
No, they're not. They're serfs. They're peasants.
Yeah, they're all fucking peasants, especially the ones who go homeless or get evicted because they get the rest of their rent money to these fucking ethos. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, like seriously, what do you do? Don't listen to those guys, man. Simps are king simps or amazing simps or this. I'm like, come on,
yeah,
how can
man,
you
simps,
not see what the fuck they're doing?
It does, Sam, man. Simps are sexual scavengers. That's what they
Honestly,
are, man.
Quite simply, really ought to just get fucking female VTuber rig, voice changer, just milk them for a bunch of cash and give the money to the Warband.
Exactly.
Oh yeah,
that'd be so easy, man.
They're gonna throw away the money anyway. We may as well
with OnlyFans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's catfish them. Let's catfish all these fucking pay pigs and feed the fucking Warband.
I mean, honestly, you could just you could use you could make VTuber OnlyFans where you just commission artwork, or just commission lewd artwork. Put that on OnlyFans, and it's your VTuber OnlyFans. Probably better content than most OnlyFans, if we're being honest. And then the money just goes into the Warband because fuck it. Like if Simp's gonna simp, fine. Finance the Warband via Simps. Money's money.
Fuck it, if it's a market,
Ian Blades,
tap into it.
I will go on a crusade towards Sims. They're the bane of society. They're the reason everything is happening right now.
Simpson cucks. They're the problem.
Oh, yeah,
That's-
don't forget about cucks.
Then best thing we can do is just drain all of their power, i.e. their resources, as fast as possible and put it to where it's most useful.
Yep. Let's catfish the pay pigs.
Why the fuck not?
Let's do it.
So after they do all these things on the internet, right? And then out of nowhere, you know, remember that scare of OnlyFans shutting down?
Shutting down the 18 plus stuff because they wanted to go
Yeah.
legit.
And they were freaking, like all the women freaking out. Like, wow. Just like you can just hear the screeching of their screams through the screen. You can't do this. You can't do this. Like,
The hilarious thing is, like, OnlyFans is not the only game in town for that stuff. There was shit doing that exact same stuff before OnlyFans too.
but OnlyFans was quick
The bit,
to
the
point.
biggest brand name at least, and
And
probably the best interface.
you know, remember how that one girl got her OnlyFans shut down? I gotta find the video. Like she literally went on a whole crying tirade on social media, like, "Oh, I can't pay for anything." I'm like,
I can't be a
"Oh."
prostitute.
I'm like, "Where's your husband?"
Oh geez, actually, speaking of which, you guys catch the RPM video about the OnlyFans model in Argentina
I did see it. Was it today or yesterday?
today?
It was today, actually.
Yeah, I didn't watch that one yet.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen it yet.
Yeah, no, she basically used her OnlyFans to act as a professional, and 48 hours, no social media contact. Her friends went to the guest house and found her with 14 stab wounds.
Damn.
Yep.
Holy shit.
Damn,
That sounds
what was the
about
motive?
fucking right. Jesus.
Only
Jesus
thing missing,
Christ.
only thing missing was her phone.
Damn.
Oh, yeah.
I
I
wonder
know
what happened.
somebody in Portland that happened to. She came complaining. She's like, "Oh, I was held hostage for 2 months." I'm like, I mean, didn't you drive out there?
How did no one notice that you didn't get on social media for 2 months?
Like,
Right.
I didn't care enough to notice. I
Well,
didn't care
that's
enough
the
to
thing,
notice.
But like, last thing, like this girl in Argentina, like 48 hours in, like they call the freaking cops. If you were held hostage and didn't have access to your phone to tell people you were being held hostage for 2 months, guaranteed someone noticed that you dropped off the face of the earth.
But I think her family, you know, got rid of her, and I don't know what her friends are doing. Probably busy doing their own thing. Shit.
Well, no, and
Probably
but
didn't have
that's
too many people.
But that's the other thing that they don't realize, because this is probably going to keep going. Like now, if you say you have an OnlyFans, that's painting a target on your back, saying
Yep.
I am vulnerable and no one is going to give a shit about me if I disappear.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Yep. So these fucked up people out there that wants to do some harm to these women, are like, it's free real estate.
Yeah, probably a lot more incidents that we just don't know about.
Another reason why we say having a strong family is very important.
Exactly.
That's right.
Yeah, the structure.
Like how? How do you really think you as a woman think that you can navigate the world all by yourself, even though your entire life you didn't do anything by yourself? But hypothetically, let's ignore everything that men do for you already. You're afraid to even walk outside alone at night. You're afraid to even be alone at night.
Afraid to be alone in your house behind
Like-
locked doors.
Like seriously, I sleep like a fucking baby. Like I'm good.
Same here.
Not
The
only
same-
I can defend myself, I got a couple of things that will help me defend myself. Right?
Yeah, same here too. Yeah, I sleep like a baby too, man. I got the power tools just in case.
I got the certain tools as well that uses brass. So like even when these women do have that, you know, taser, pepper spray, maybe a gun, they're still terrified.
Well, Do you remember? I forget exactly where it was. I think it was Minnesota or something. I don't know. One of these like one of the blue states. But I think this lady's door was unlocked or broke in. Like literally a dozen like teenager, young adult people came in, beat the crap out of this woman and her daughters, and left.
Shit.
And like they came in, and the woman's first reaction was like, "How did you get in?"
Damn, this sounds like Compton. What the fuck?
Look, that's your question. That's the first thing you want to ask when the whole strangers in your house.
Exactly. That's like what struck me most was the reaction. Is like they got in through the door, which I'm guessing you didn't lock, or they had a key, and then they just beat the crap. And that's the thing. It was the aggressors that were filming this.
Jeez.
Oh shit!
Talk about
themselves.
documenting your own
Why?
crime.
Why? What the? Damn.
Man talking about Wool Star.
Stupid.
Well, the suspicion that sounded most plausible to me was it was a gang intimidation tactic.
Wow.
Towards their enemy, or is it just the initiation?
No, I'm guessing it was just like I'm guessing like either some really confident teens who knew that they wouldn't get charged shit for it, or it was some kind of gang intimidation where like I don't know, maybe that woman and the kids was connected and they wanted to send a message, so they go in, beat the shit out of them, and it's like
So they
you're
went
not
in,
safe.
beat the shit out of them, and just left.
Yeah, went in, beat the shit out of him, and left.
Damn.
That's too much work, man. What the fuck? Come on, man.
What
Okay.
lesson was even learned? Like,
That's a-
How did they took anything? They literally just went and beat the shit out of them and left.
That's a good. That's a
you know,
good,
you know what lesson they learned? They learned that they need to keep a gun in the house if they're not going to have a fucking man in the house.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Damn.
Even then, what they're going to do with the gun? Hell, I don't even
Well,
think
no,
they
that's the
even know how
thing,
to
it's like-
use a gun well.
That's
Shit
the
probably-
biggest-
shit's probably gonna jam. Shit.
Because if she
That's
has
the
no,
Didn't maintain it. You never oiled it.
yeah,
You
if
just
she
left
has no
it
man in
sitting
the
on.
house, if she has no man in the house, how the fuck is she even going to know how to use it properly? Like, no. A man. If she has a man in the house and she has a good gun, yeah, I will be ducking because I'm sure she had a good amount of training from her man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I will predict, and I guarantee I will predict that he taught her how to shoot.
But it was just that
My
initial
grandfather taught his
reaction.
wife how to shoot.
Just that distraction of how did you get in? Is like, really?
My grandfather served in Guadalcanal, so when he came back, he taught his wife how to shoot. That's for damn sure.
And when they're taught how to shoot, yeah, women can fucking shoot. When they're taught properly, yeah, they can shoot. Oh yeah. I am not saying they don't have the ability to shoot, but having a man at their side will be very helpful teaching them how to survive because physical combat ain't there going to be their forte, you know. And I hate that mansplaining bullshit. And what's even worse, I hate it when like, ugh, I'm a liberal. I don't want to have a gun in my house. I'm like,
You don't want to live neither.
Oh,
motherfucker.
You just told me that you're full of supplies for me to take when all this shit hits the fan.
right?
Thank you. Thank
I'm
you for
like-
letting me know
You
that your house is
literally
completely
live alone.
defenseless.
Female, you're 20 years old, have your own apartment where you live in, most likely downtown. You telling me you don't need a weapon?
Yeah.
You're
Thanks for the food, bitch.
Yeah, you're small as shit. You're beyond vulnerable. Like, what are you gonna do? Oh, I got the bear spray. Yeah, if you aim properly, sure.
Yeah. Turn it around on yourself, accidentally spray yourself. Now you're really fucked.
Yeah.
The,
She never gets the fucking safety cap off because she's fiddling with it.
Yeah, then the
Yep.
assault man is like, too easy.
Left, right, cross.
She's on the ground screaming and shit because she sprayed herself, and he's like, easy pickings. Like, come on. You really think that you don't need any type of weapon in your home? Are you stupid? Or do you really think it's that safe out here? Are you that fucking delusional? And that's how you end up on that ID channel, Discovery Channel, as a criminal case.
Unsolved mysteries.
Yeah, on that unsolved mystery shit.
Nah, that's how you end up on a poster in the local liquor store.
Damn.
That's right.
Because it's insane. Like, I can at least get through a man, you know, when it comes to getting some type of firearm. But women, especially liberal women, holy shit, they really think they're that safe. I'm like, you really think there's no fucked up men or women out there if they catch you off guard?
Well, that's the thing. They say that on one hand, and then on the other hand, they complain that it's not safe to walk around at night.
Exactly.
But why would you want to walk around at night any fucking way anyway? It's just
Because they're night walkers.
Confuse me.
yeah,
Well,
exactly.
Yeah, and like night walkers or late night at the club or whatever.
Ladies of the night.
See, I wanted to post this video, but it was my stream would definitely be taken down. But there was a video I saw on Facebook of a black guy jokingly chasing down a night walker. She can run in those hills. I'll give her that. She has skill. But he was literally like he was fucking. He wasn't trying to do anything to her. It was for the views, for the clout. But like he was barely doing a run after her, barely. He's like, "Where you going? Where you going?
Brisk
Where
jog.
you going? Huh? Where you going?" And then he turned up he turned it up. He's like, "Come here." Like, it's like, you. I'm like, literally, like that woman. First off, I don't know why she didn't have a weapon, but that night walker couldn't outrun a guy jogging if he wanted to do anything to her. And like there was literally nobody out there really at midnight, 1 o'clock, right? So there goes she's running away because she fears for her life in heels, and the guy is just
Oh god,
he's
heels.
just yeah. She was literally running in heels, and I'll admit she has skill running them heels. I'm like, damn, like she's running pretty fast in them heels. But the guy, he was just on a jog. He was like, "Where you going? Where you going? Where you going?" And he's like, come here, get over here!" Like, just fuck with her, scaring her. I'm like, yo, if that guy really wanted to get you right now, it would literally be easy pickings.
I think it'd be
He would have
hilarious if
dragged
like,
that streetwalker somewhere, and we would never hear from her again, all because she didn't have a weapon on her. She couldn't defend herself. Like,
and that's the thing, and it's got to be a weapon that can't be dependent on physical strength either.
Yeah, no baton
no.
or knife or none of that shit. No, you need some kind of deployable high voltage taser.
Yep, taser or spray. I'm not saying spray doesn't work. I'm not. Yeah, use spray. Fuck it.
It's a
But
goddamn good deterrent if you can get them.
yeah, if you can get them. Yeah, if you're here spraying your own eyes, and that ain't helping your situation.
Now that
But-
being said, all you got to do is like to get past that, is just put your arm up in between your eyes and the spray, and then use the other visual cues or even audio cues to get close.
Yeah, all she needed was just have a little handgun, 9mm. Just
Derringer even.
you can hide it in your purse.
A little 4-shot Derringer.
Yeah, or symbols. Yeah.
That's it. But these women, they really think they're invincible until they interact with a guy with bad intentions, and without any type of self-defense, there's nothing that they can do. So,
Well, there's one thing that they can do.
They can
What,
try
call
and call
the
the cop.
okay,
No,
she got 2 minutes of a beating. Hopefully, she doesn't get killed. If he's trying to grab her,
You
with
can
her
die in a
physical
split
hands.
second, man.
Well, no, but that's the thing. But like, if a guy's chasing after the girl, like he either A, wants her life, or B, he wants something else.
Yeah, and like I said, that video where that streetwalker was running, he barely broke a sweat. He was literally making fun of her. He's like, "Where you going? Where you going?"
That's rude. That's
I'm
rude.
like, if you don't have that weapon on you, you're pretty much useless. So you think that you can be downtown, no weapon, no nothing, in your house, and you think that you'll be okay as a young woman?
It's like that.
Well,
it'd be like
do you feel sympathy for it, or can you empathize with it?
Nope.
God, sorry, I think of that scene One Punch Man where like speed of sound Sonic's going super fast and then Saitama doesn't break a sweat and he goes like, hey.
like literally, man, like it is so insane how we made society so comfortable that women are wilding out like this.
Well, hey, Yeetus.
What's up?
I'm gonna be jumping off of here in about 5 minutes. I'm gonna start streaming some Battlefield 1 gameplay. So I'll let you.
That's a good one.
I'll let you get to. Looks like Special K is waiting backstage, so he's always good to talk with. So I can
It's
make
all
room.
good, man. You played it on Steam or
Nah, I'm playing it on my PlayStation.
it's crossplay, right? Or,
Is it? I don't know if it's crossplay or not, but I'm on PlayStation.
Because I did play Battlefield 1 years ago, and
Such
that
a
was
good
the most
game.
fun I've had in forever.
Still a good game. But
It's
yeah,
a great game.
I'm gonna jump off of here and get everything set up for that stream. So
Do
if
you have
anybody wants to join over there,
Okay.
you can join over on my channel, Mayor Mercules. I'll be starting at right around 6 here soon. Yeah, no, I wouldn't have sympathy for the modern woman who decides to wreck her life because she thinks that she can get more.
Exactly.
I don't have sympathy for it. I can empathize with some of them because, this is just the conditioning that they were brought up with. I can empathize with that at least, but I don't have any sympathy for it.
None whatsoever. I can't. I can't because when you have chance upon chance upon chance upon chance, there's only so many chances you'll get that. All right, you're just doing this on purpose.
Yep.
That's all.
At a certain point, it does feel like they just do it intentionally.
Exactly. If you make the same mistake twice, then it doesn't become a mistake. It's a fucking habit. It's just
Then you're just a natural born fuck up.
Yep.
Just steer clear of it. But anyways, I'm out, Brutus. Take it easy. If it's easy, take it twice.
All right, peace out, man.
Peace.
Later. Puniti.
DT. All right, Rishi, I know you've been kind of chilling. Do you have anything to say about our conversation about how women, they claim they can't walk out in the middle of the night, yet they refuse to get any type of protection? Not all women, but like many women, they refuse to get protection for themselves.
I don't know. It's just, I guess they just expect reality to bend to their whim or something. It's
Right.
honestly, it's ridiculous. It's like walking out. It'd be the same scenario with us, right? We walk out in the middle of the night. Same thing can happen to us.
Wear
Well,
my gold.
not the exact same thing.
Wear my gold chain. With my iced out watch.
Yeah, you better have a Glock in your back pocket, bro.
Look at my bling, yo. Didn't you get your chain snatched last time? Shh. Ain't gonna happen this time, all right? I'm good. Okay. You know why? Because I got God on my side. Bro, what the fuck?
Sure, bro.
Seriously.
This gold chain's got a little Jesus on it.
Exactly. Too. We got some serious faith.
You guys watch Friday?
Which one?
What's his name? Tebow?
Yeah.
Plus one.
Is that the Tebow's the one that snatched the chains, right?
Debo,
The chain.
Yeah. Debo, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I said Tebow. Hey man, I hold it back. My bad, bro. Debo. Okay. I would literally have to deal with a Debo every day if I did the same thing that women do. Like how they're walking around with the most provocative clothing is similar to me walking around with the glittery chain with all the ice on it. What do kids say these days? The drip.
Yeah, drip. All that dumb shit. Yeah. Ice drip and all that shit. Yeah.
he just wanted the drip, y'all. Don't worry about my black eye.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane. It is insane. But Lightning MGTOW. What else do I need to? Oh, finances. Do you want to talk about how irresponsible modern women are when it comes to their finances?
Well, their irresponsibility, they were that like a, it's like for them, it's a badge of honor, being financially responsible and just living vicariously through the fake people they see on their reality TVs and shit like that, keeping up with the Joneses. None of them actually have figured out that keeping up with the Joneses will keep them broke. They haven't figured it out.
It's insane. And Light and MGTOW do have a video. I'm gonna see if I can put it up tomorrow. There's literally a video of a woman looking for a what's it called, Birkin bag on the computer, and her man was giving her like a bunch of envelopes, like, which I believe he's a complete fucking sip because I would have kicked out that bitch long ago. Your rent is paid, your car note is paid, this is paid, that is paid, and she got so pissed off. She flipped the fuck out. She threw the envelopes right back at the man because she wanted a $2,000 Birkin bag. So much irresponsibility right there.
Yeah, that's fucking stupid, man. I mean, they're Birkin bags. Hell no, just.
What's even worse is they're black. They're black women.
Yeah, typical Cleon bitch shit. Yeah, the Birkin bag and all that Gucci bag shit.
I'm like, bitch, what about your rent?
I'm saying, what about your rent? I mean, will that bag make you a better person? Damn.
Like, seriously. That's why I have no woes because I know their financial woes, my bad. Their financial woes starts in their late 20s.
Yeah, it's all self-inflicted. They do it to themselves over and over again, and then they try to reach out to you and ask that you help them, and demand that you help them. Because if you don't help them, that means you're insecure, or you hate yourself, or whatever dog shit cliche is.
Everybody, right now, Rishi.
Yo.
I don't know if it happened to you yet. Have you ever had somebody you knew in the past, like a woman you knew in the past, that tried to ask you for money? Or hell, even on dating apps. Have you ever had a woman try to tell you her financial problems?
Yeah. Like they'll tell you about it, but I haven't had anyone like ask me for money. Honestly.
I did. It's crazy. Gray, what about you? Ever had a woman, whether it's, you dealt with them personally or on dating apps, try to, have you sympathize with them, with their financial problem?
Personally, yeah, and I fucking fell for it. So
no, man down.
Damn.
Yeah, no, believe me, the fucking beat down that I'd beat the shit out of myself for if I could go back it's like 20 years. Like, all right, man, this is gonna hurt you a lot, but it's gonna hurt you a lot less later on.
Please, I need you to pay for this car note. Come on, my job ain't paying enough. It's about to be winter. Come on, man. Like, I'll suck your dick.
God.
Just kidding. Thank you for the money.
Yeah, no, if you're gonna do that, fucking payment up front.
Like, it's insane how successful women are as well on dating apps. How they guilt men to give them money.
Yeah, they like to spend other people's money, but they can't spend their own money.
Oh no, they spend their money just fine, but it's only on them.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So those Ray-Bans, 200 subscriptions that they have, eating out every day, going to the nightclubs.
Simps on like dating apps is pretty much just online gambling for them.
Yeah.
Well, you put
no, you see, money. You put money in gambling. You've actually got to put money up for grabs.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's essentially like digital panhandling.
Yeah, what the online women are doing, it's a 99% chance of, like, they can't lose. If one man doesn't fall for it, another man eventually will. Because of the amount of simps are on the dating apps. Like she just can't lose. She'll just keep asking, and then the 20s and the 40s or whatever, how much money she's getting will add up.
The whorehouse always wins, no matter how much money you put down.
Whoa, damn.
Oh, that's a Fallout New Vegas mod that needs to happen.
What about you, Special K?
About what question? Like paying money for someone? Nah, I haven't
Have
done
you
that.
have you ever given money to a woman that you knew in person or on a dating app? Because
Family members, like when they're in situations where like when they need it or something like that, but I know they'll give it back because I'm rarely
So-
picky.
so not like a woman comes up to you and she tries to give you her financial woes, try to make you sympathize with her.
I think it happened a few times, but I was rarely mean at the times. I was rarely harsh with my words, so to say. So, yeah.
Yeah,
I knew the
it's-
person had money, so I wasn't really like going out of my way. I was like, "Oh, I don't have money to buy this," and I was like, "Nah, I know what you're doing," because I knew the game that she was playing, and I did the game myself with women for the fun of it. I do the crap that they do, like for attention. When I got bored when I was around like 16 to like 18, maybe 19 at the same time, I would just do the same shit. So I knew what they were doing. I learned from them and just did it to them for the fucking fun of it. So
See, and that's the crazy part. Sometimes women come up to you, you never met her in your life. And, and at times they really think that you're that much of a sucker to give up the money.
Oh, actually, oh god, no! I've actually got perfect example. Fucking, like I'm like a fucking teenager walking downtown. This woman's like basically fucking begging out on the street. Her hands are behind her back, and I'm feeling generous, so I'm like, okay, you know what? Whatever. I'll hand out a $5. Pull it a $5. Her hand flashed around so fast to grab it, and I saw that she had a chain on her wrist. And I'm like, you bitch.
You almost bamboozled me.
No. She got the fucking $5, and her hands were back behind her. Back in a flash.
Oh wow!
But,
Damn.
but it was like, but I fucking walked away. It was like, goddamn. If she was really that hard up, she has something that's worth at least $20 on her wrist right there.
Goddamn, that's
Yeah. No, I've been suckered pretty hard in life, so yeah. Past me's getting one hell of a beat down if a time machine gets invented.
I'm really confused. Why would you do that? Your parents never told you don't give money to homeless people?
Yeah. My parents are an entirely different issue.
Okay, yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's where I came from. Like, we were told, like, me and my brothers were told never give money to homeless people.
You don't feed stray animals.
Well, we feed the ducks, but ducks are different. They're a little more intelligent than homeless people sometimes.
Nah.
So, yeah, the reason why you don't give them money is because even if they are homeless, they're going to follow you. And if it's on a path that you normally take, they're just going to keep on pestering you. And if they're not, same situation is going to happen. So even if they are real or not, they're probably going to buy drugs with that too. So it's better not to give them anything because it just keeps you safe.
Yeah, no, you see, like this is the kind of advice that I needed 20 years ago.
Yeah. My advice was a little different. Like it was weird. Like growing up, they say, you know what? Don't give them any money. Buy them food.
That was it.
You check this. Don't give them money. Buy them food. If they refuse the food, then they're homeless for a reason. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, that was the same stuff I was told.
Yep.
It was like, some people are homeless because they're just too lazy or they're fucked up in their own situations that you just can't help them with unless you take them to a psychiatrist and do all that bullshit. But you don't have time for that.
Yeah, some people are homeless because that's part of their judgment. You know, they fucked up and that's their punishment right now.
But there's another topic I want to talk about. Oh, what was it? Oh, I was trying to hit that the entire time. How eventually, if a woman, I won't say all women, but many women that are unable to find that perfect lover or unable to get married or stay in a relationship and have kids, they will eventually lose their fucking mind.
Oh yeah, go ape shit. Go ape shit. Oh yeah.
Can you guys talk about that? I need to get ready for the Tim Cass. Not Tim Cass. I'm not going on Tim Cass.
Oh God,
I'm not going on Tim Cass.
Oh,
God, hell no, man. You,
world.
I spoiled the surprise, yo.
about to see what the hell you doing hanging around that dude? Huh?
No, my bad. I'm getting ready to join producer. Producer.
Tim.
Big Town.
Yeah, bro. I'm about to go on the Joe Rogan experience.
Yeah, bro. I would be like, yo, what? Why didn't you tell me?
Unfortunately, I'd more believe that Rishi got on Joe Rogan than Yeetus got on Tim Cass.
Bro.
Oh, Festive Frick
I will
on
literally
Timcast.
go on Tim Cash just to talk shit the whole time. Like you love Cook Murphy.
That guy's way too milk toast for me. I don't like that. No, I don't like that shit.
Rishi, can you hold it down? I'm going to get ready for that podcast.
All right.
I'll be back. Give me like 15 minutes. But
15
talk about
minutes.
please, because I know Lion and MGTOW and Gray got something to say about women going nuts when my shit doesn't go their way. Like you guys saw the meme of the lady marrying the pirate, right? The dead pirate.
She married a dead pirate. Yeah.
Wait,
300-year-old dead pirate.
Like I thought it was just
Now, keep in mind, she didn't divorce the 300-year-old dead pirate. She just broke up with him.
She broke up with the ghost because she thought the ghost was going to be was trying to hurt her, kill her. That was the reason. I researched it.
The 300-year-old pirate ghost.
She broke up because she thought that pirate was trying to kill her.
Oh,
God.
yes, because ghosts understand boundaries.
Exactly. Ghost understands boundaries. He said, fuck the fact that he doesn't have a body, but just.
But
Oh,
please
Okay.
talk about that because I definitely got something to say when I get back about that,
yeah.
which is the whole premises of me not having any sympathy. And that's why a lot of bitches, 1/3 of them are on the meds now.
Yeah.
So be right back. All right.
Although, well, actually, I do have a piece of advice for ghosts specifically.
Oh, God. Okay.
All right.
What, is this towards me because I'm a flaming skeleton?
No, this is more just general advice for everybody. If you suspect a place is haunted, do not take anything from that place.
Yeah.
Just
Somebody follow you home. Yeah.
Precisely. It'll latch onto that thing and travel with you. So, like, if it's something that you think you might be concerned with, like, just don't take things from random houses. That's how you get poltergeists.
Yep.
But yeah, no, you don't even have to look that hard to see how batshit crazy they are. Like treating dogs as people. Basically, you dress them up, give them birthdays. They treat them like kids. Like they clearly have.
I hate that. The sweaters and the hats and the shit. I'm like, what are you doing?
Like, it's called fur. You put a fur coat on a fur coat. Like
Exactly.
Dressing up their dogs like they're Barbie dolls.
yeah, because.
Um,
Well, no, and like celebrating birthdays with like for the dogs,
Exactly.
with cakes and candles.
Just what the hell? Ugh.
I think there was a study that said that more people that are more liberal politically have less connections with humans and a little bit more connections with space rocks and bullshit like that.
Well, probably because like humans can't stand them.
Exactly, man. They're vile people.
Yeah, I think it was like close family of the extended family of the friends or so on like that. And at like further end, it was like space rocks that people far away. It was like they had a little bit more connection with that than close families. It was so fucked. It was like
Just because you go out and talk to the moon does not mean you're in a relationship with it.
Exactly.
people go crazy. Like people are in a relationship with cars and flipping roller coasters and bullshit like that. No, it's just like people in relationships with themselves. Like, you're marrying yourself now.
Speaking of that, what do you guys think about Kanye in his situation with his ex-wife Kim?
Oh, God.
I'm
That's-
not familiar with it.
Yeah, that guy's a head case. I don't know where to start. He's a head case.
Yeah, apparently Kim is like keeping him from his daughter now.
Oh God.
Like he didn't invite him to his daughter's birthday party. And like he made like a social media post like talking about how he like loves his daughter and all that. And it's the only way he can contact her. But like now she's dating like the SNL guy like
Yeah,
Pete Holmes.
The guy that died in 9/11, right?
He looks like Beetlejuice if he was like emancipated. Skinny Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
You know that guy?
Ugh.
Apparently, Kim's dating him now.
Ugh.
So he's like around Kanye's kid.
Ugh.
Oh God, yeah, that's.
There's just some people that you just don't want. Like, if you had children, you wouldn't want someone like him. Well, you wouldn't want any of them next to your children.
No. That's the thing. Like, she doesn't care about the kid. She's basically using the kid as bait.
Yeah,
Yep.
she wants to get back at Kanye.
Yeah, hold
pretty
the
much.
hold the kid hostage, which is fucking disgusting. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not even holding the kid. Like, it's one thing to hold the kid hostage. Like, that's bad enough. But when you are okay, let's see, how do I put this? When you're using your children to get the resources of Hollywood sexuals for yourself.
Oh man, that's shit.
I think that's just like that. Like, that's a little bit worse.
Well, I don't think like Kim is like using it for like resources. She's like a billionaire, I think. She has like a lot of money.
Yeah, billionaire prostitute.
Yep. Where is it going with this? But she has pretty much all the money in the bank, and the Kardashians have like a lot of like influence in the like entertainment, like Friends in High Places. They're pretty much all smearing Kanye as like a lunatic nutcase.
Yeah.
Which
to be fair, it's Kanye. He doesn't exactly help his case.
Yeah.
well, I mean, he is like egotistical, but I don't think he's like crazy.
He does have problems, but I don't
He is-
think he's
he is
going to
bi-
harm his children.
Well, that's like a part of his appeal, though.
Yeah, I
Like,
think he's bipolar or something. Something.
I don't think he would be famous if he wasn't like arrogant. Honestly, But
Not bringing them
that's
to the
just me.
birthday party.
it's just like petty.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another reason why we should not have sympathy for women.
There goes Lionel McTow.
Damn.
He's not gonna come back until Yeetus gets back.
Well,
I don't even know what he's doing exactly.
I think he
Clearly, he has to polish the skull.
Yes. He's gonna do a
Hydrate.
face reveal on the bonus episode.
He's hydrating himself, drinking some water probably.
Yeah,
Brushing
he
his
has to
teeth.
he has to get his Fiji water.
Yes.
I will not go on the McTown podcast without my water. And I want
Wait,
three
wait,
separate
what?
bowls with all the colors of
You sure-
the
you sure it's not
M&Ms. I want each M&M color in separate bowls, all organized. Do this, and I
Dude.
will come on the show.
sounds like a diva.
Just call Dave
Yeetus.
Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, but about the conversation, someone that like had that woman he was talking about that's in her 60s and trying to get a divorce. Like, you're 60 years old. What the hell are you going to do?
I don't think that they've planned that far ahead. I really don't.
Yeah.
It's just like you're so
No.
close to death in a natural world without any like sex medicine and stuff like that. you're gonna be dead in like a few years.
I mean,
They go with it. They go with
women-
their oxygen tanks into the club.
bruh. Well, I
Hey,
mean,
kids
like,
want to get high on oxygen.
Oh,
women
damn.
aren't like really known for like thinking well ahead, like in terms of like years. You
Like
know?
that.
She lives 60 years though. You should have a little bit of experience thinking ahead of time.
Well,
But that's the thing. Did
That's the
she
thing.
make it to 60 by thinking ahead or by just living in the present?
yeah,
Like
it's-
it's kind of like a muscle. If you don't practice it, it gets, turns to shit.
yeah. One day she's like 20, and then tomorrow she's like 60. It's like, what happened? It just
Right.
felt like yesterday. I was in college. And all these young men. Now
then
I'm
she's gonna-
old.
They're just gonna turn to them, man, and say, "Why did you let me get old?"
Why?
And he's like, because you kept resisting every time I put the pillow down.
Oof.
Yeah. Going all Patrick Bateman. Bruh.
That's oh, we're gonna get yeeted.
Oh damn.
We'll get Yeetus's channel yeeted.
He's gonna come back. Wait, what's the stream?
Where's my
Where's
channel?
the stream? Where's my channel? I gotta go on big podcast. I can't have this happen now.
Sorry. Looks like YouTube just shot you down out of nowhere, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Happened.
We
I
said,
have no idea.
I said absolutely nothing inappropriate.
Nah, man. Go on a skeleton's channel. Skeletons are racist. You didn't know that?
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
they're all
Scott.
Of
white.
course we all know this. Oh. Okay.
Skeleton privilege.
Skeleton.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, so much of the time when women talk about divorce and then desiring a divorce, I've never heard that there's something that they want that the divorce is a means to an end for. The divorce is the end in of itself.
Yeah, they think too much about, do I want to divorce him? And they stick to that. They don't plan ahead and think, wait, should I divorce him?
It's
What's
like-
gonna happen after that? They just stop at, do I want to do that? And
Yes.
that's
Do
where
I
they stop.
feel like
Yeah.
doing that?
Yeah,
Hmm.
exactly.
How do I feel this morning? Do I feel like I want to be a wife? No. Okay. I'll divorce him. That way I'll feel better once I do that.
Yeah,
100%
they stick to
believe if men just did what they felt like, the world would be not what they. We know if men just did what they feel like, the world would be as advanced as it is now, or would be a shithole.
There'd be a lot of bodies. There'd be
Yeah.
a lot of bodies.
Hmm.
Shroomicide.
I know the mushrooms would thrive from all the
Sure.
bodies.
Yes.
It's like Last of Us, still not boys.
God, yeah.
Bruh.
The clickers.
Oh,
Honestly, no, it'd probably be the screw fly effect, where like all the women on the world just gone.
Hmm.
reduced to atoms.
Well, no,
Go
no,
back to
No,
Oompa Boomga caveman days.
no. If you've seen, the like RPM talks about the screw fly effect. It's like a short horror film where basically the male sex drive gets hijacked by a disease that turns men into, that makes them go into a murderous rampage. So they pretty quickly make it a male only world.
Oh, I
So
heard
they-
about
So
that.
everyone went hockey most time? That's crazy.
Well,
No
no,
one's
that's the
living.
thing. Well, that's the thing. Like basically every time a man becomes sexually aroused, hockey mask time in the movie. And the
Yeah.
only woman who survived has survived by pretending to be a man. And the only men who aren't dangerous are the ones that have self-castrated because it's
But,
tied to the libido.
But what about the gay dudes?
I don't. I guess it's a short horror film, not a Netflix
Maybe
series.
they kill each other.
Oh.
We don't know.
Hmm.
Makes sense.
It could very well.
That makes sense.
They never really mentioned that as an option. Although I'm pretty sure that once the gay dudes realize what's happening, they put their shirts back on. Like, yeah, no, I'm not going to try to attract a dude right now. That's kind of dangerous.
Yeah.
And
Man,
also,
it is.
like if a
Yeetus.
man flips out on another, I was gonna say, if your average gay man flips out on your average not gay man, who's your money on?
Average straight man.
Average.
Yeah,
Most gay men I've seen are
like that's the
effeminate.
thing. Like if men fight men, it's kind of a 50-50. So
Yeah, like-
imagine in
Yeah.
that situation, like it would have sorted itself out eventually,
mean,
but
And gay guys
Most-
are like a percentage, right?
yeah, and not
The
a
population.
massive percentage either.
Yeah.
Under
Like,
10.
that's the thing. Like there was still war, there was still conflict, but the key thing in the screw fly effect is that the infrastructure stays up. Like there's still running water and electricity and
Well, that
all
makes
that
sense.
shit.
The men didn't die off. Like the last man or some shit like that. Well, all the men
Throw
died.
it over the motherfucker. You know.
Yeah, or I think World's End Harem, Why the Last Man. Yeah, when all the men go, the infrastructure goes with them. But all the women goes like, okay, well, kind of sucks.
It's like
but
a
at least we
slow
still.
decline.
Well, that's the thing. Like you take them all out. Like men are going to survive out the rest of their natural lifespans, unless they can get cloning going really fast.
Well, they
Or-
but they
Well,
still
I'm pretty
have.
sure, like right now, like we can do cloning if we really want
But-
to.
But you're
Yeah,
a mushroom, man. That doesn't count.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
well,
You re-
That's the thing. We'd at least
biology is a complicated thing. All right.
Well, Rishi reproduces by budding, so it's a whole different
Yeah,
issue
so-
there.
He's
I
gonna explode.
splooge. Okay.
He spreads his
Oh,
seed
man.
all over the world and it lands where it
All
lands.
over.
Imagine Chronic is just sitting on his house and a mushroom cloud. Go, what the fuck is that?
Ah, man, that just sounds like some Kuma shit, man.
Then one of the spores takes hold. The little Rishi starts growing out of Chronic's open wound. He's like, dude, the fuck?
Yo, Chronic.
Chronic. Hey.
Oh, that would be funny. That's a horror movie in itself, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what was you was talking about women going out in the night? Like, doesn't make sense in general. Like, let's say that there was a world full of supposedly how women betray men and how they supposedly think of them dangerous chimpanzees that were somewhat intelligent, like in Rise of Planet of the Apes.
No, that's the thing. It would basically be the screw fly effect.
Yeah. But to say
Like, but no, the screw fly effect only happened when men were around. No, this would be straight up like they wouldn't be around. Like, no woman would be safe in her house.
no, I understand what you mean, but let's just say like how women perceive men as the media wants them to see like men are dumb and barbaric. So, but they're somewhat intelligent. So it'll be like a chimpanzee.
They're
That's
either
smart.
stupid or evil. They're either
Yeah,
stupid
yeah.
or they're evil. That's it.
Yeah.
Wirunga boonga.
Yeah, so it'd be like a chimpanzee because chimpanzees are generally like 2 times stronger than the human for some fucking reason.
Mhm.
So let's say chimpanzees that every day you see them and they're not dangerous, but at night there's a higher chance of them becoming dangerous ones staying out, or they're all dangerous. Only at night they become deadly or some bullshit like that. I'm not sure how the female mind works with all that crap, but
The were chimp.
yeah, at night all men turn to chimpanzees that are crazy.
All right, I'm back. Do you think these chimpanzees would wear fedoras and have Tommy guns?
The guy looks at a banana and then starts transforming.
I didn't realize it was negative 20 wind chill outside.
Damn,
Oh,
bro.
Yeah.
Oh,
Damn.
Yeah, no, it's they're calling for like negative 30 Celsius, like tomorrow, like soon. So.
damn.
Yeah. Also,
Yo,
Lion
Yeetus.
of MGTOW got yeeted. He might be backstage.
Who?
Lion
Lion?
MGTOW.
No, he's not. Here, let me.
Yeah, and he disappeared shortly after you left. Don't know why.
Oh, okay.
I think he has something to do, but yeah,
Cool.
in a situation like that, wouldn't I have a gun if chimpanzees were just walking around?
I
What?
think you'd have more than one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like if there was just like random wild encounters.
animals.
Well, basically Pokemon. Like you don't send your kids don't go into the tall grass without your attack
Pokemon.
animal.
So how do we get to Pokemon and chimpanzees?
Okay, no. Okay, it's just the idea that
It's Richie started to talk about were chimps.
What?
Bro,
No,
I
no,
didn't start this conversation.
No,
I
It's
started.
associated.
Yeah, the
I
question
just
is
provided the word.
why do women refuse weapons if
Mhm.
they think men are as dangerous as they're portrayed in the media? And then we're using chimpanzees with machine guns as like roaming chimpanzees like as an allegory for how women and the media see men. And the question is like, if there were roving chimpanzees going around at night murking people, wouldn't you get a gun?
Hell yeah! What you guys saw that old but go video of that monkey with the AK-47?
Yes.
It's not real.
It's funny until he
I
finds
know
the
it's fake,
trigger.
but still, I'm like, shit. Like,
Oh, wait,
I'd
have
be
you
dug
heard?
up for cover.
Have you heard like the police call of this woman that owned a chimpanzee and it was just killing her friend and she just started screaming. He had a chimp screaming in the back. It's messed up.
Trunk monkey.
But before we continue on the last topic we're going to have, I'm going to show right quick. Yay! If you're going to be supporting my channel or the Warband in general, please click on the link that I pinned on top of the chat and donate to PayPal.me/Yeetus. 100% of the money will be going towards the channel or anything that the Warband needs. All money that you donate is appreciated. All right. The last topic for the women going nuts, right? Because I didn't get a chance to talk about it myself. So, even though there's clear-cut proof that there's many women that goes batshit insane, like for example, I had talks with my one of my great aunties, talking about she had a friend that she knew that she thought that she was good without a man and stuff, and then decades later when she found her friend again, she was literally like talking to herself, walking around the block, like just talking to herself.
I've actually seen something crazier than that. So back in the day, I had a friend who worked at Burger King, and so I'm just there waiting for him to get off shift, and this woman comes in, sits down at one of the tables, and has a very animated conversation with the empty seat across from her.
Really?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And apparently that was a regular occurrence.
And you know what? Okay, that is just weird.
I mean, yeah, I don't
But-
know.
Wait, what are you gonna say, random guy?
I don't know, man. That sounds like she was doing it on purpose.
Man, there was an old lady, I forgot what video it was, that went to a town hall meeting. It was on a YouTube video. This very old lady went to a town hall meeting. All like she didn't know what she wanted to talk about. Like she seemed confused. All of a sudden, she just went on a tirade of something. I forgot what it was. But she was downright like fucked in the head. Like it was crazy. Of course, she didn't have a man. I correlate not having a man to many of the mental health issues of older women. I mean older. I mean like 35 plus.
Well, it could be a man or like not even having children. could be the same thing because there's like a lot of cat ladies or hoarders. Like if you watch the hoarders like series, there's always old women or like women in their like 40s or 50s, just like crack on crazy. Like they've been taking drugs since they were born, like they were crack babies or crap like that. And it's like these people have cats and like they find dead kittens and shit like that. Just all over the place. It's like these people are definitely not sane, and the cats don't help them because cat feces has like a certain, I'm not sure if it's a bacteria or chemical that makes people even more crazy. So it's just like a vicious cycle.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, but we're about to hit the 3 hour and 30-minute mark, so I'm gonna start wrapping it up now because I have to go on another live stream soon. Just a random guy, you first. Do you have anything to say to the Warband when it comes to giving sympathy to these model women?
Well, I mean, I'm all for not giving them sympathy, you know. Sure, there are some girls that grow up and don't have the same treatment as the prettier girls have, you know. But I have this friend of mine that just recently, she 21, became pretty attractive, you know, and she kind of became an idiot, you know.
Yeah,
And yeah, and instead of focusing on herself or looking for a good guy, she pretty much ignores the guys, most of them. But the chats, she used to talk to me about the chats, you know. So, and I helped her, but well, anyways, we should not give them sympathy because they get all the help they want, all the help they need, but they quite literally they shove the people that would do good to them out of their lives.
all right. I definitely agree with your statement, man. I do. Thank you for joining. You know, even though it's at the last second. Definitely will be another live stream tomorrow.
For sure.
I would say noon, but I noticed a lot of people are saying like they're at work and stuff. So I'm gonna start doing streams regularly in the afternoon. So, thank you for joining and peace out, Puniti.
Bonichi, we need to start a church.
We talked to Chronic about that. All right, peace.
Peace.
Great, you're next.
Yeah, I guess that's the thing. There's really no energy left to have sympathy for them. Like there are so many tragedies that go on every single day. So many problems that have actual real life consequences. Like there's just no energy left for it. Of all the people that deserve sympathy or at least are worthy of sympathy, like women that have fucked around their entire life and are finally experiencing consequences, they're nowhere near the top of the list.
I agree that they should be close to the top because they had plenty of chances to change, plenty, even when there were warning signs before the wall came, you know?
Yeah. So now at the end of the day, just don't bother, guys. Focus on looking after yourself because we got serious problems coming down the line and you got to be ready for that shit. So don't waste what brain chemistry you have on it.
Yep, I definitely agree. Thank you, Gray, for joining again. You are literally a regular guest on the stream. Definitely come back tomorrow, though. You always give good insights.
No, thanks for hosting, and I do my best.
And that's what we need, chat. Even if we don't have the same eye to eye things when it comes to the topics, that's what you need. You need somebody to challenge your beliefs and stuff. That's how we get somewhere. But thank you, Gray.
Thank you.
Peace out, Puniti.
Uniti.
Puniti.
Yeah. Special K.
Situational sympathy. See, the way I see it is, it's like a addict. That's actually the best way to say it. They're addict. They're addicted to attention and so many other things that they when they're younger that is on a high, and when it disappears, they just go into this depression state. And it's like you can warn them before they get to the situation where their life's completely fucked. I'm like, you should fix it up. Go find someone that will take you at your flipping horrible state and just be completely honest and loyal to that person, and try and sort out your life the best you can. But after a period of time, it's like, hey, you crossed the boundary where I'm not going to bother helping you. I'm not going to bother wasting my time to solve problems that I've been trying to help you for. Let's just say like you knew this person at 23 or something like that, and after they got to like 27 or 28 and they're still doing the shit, like, at this point, if you're not going to improve, I'm going to have to leave you. When they're 40 and they come back to you, like, would you help me? Like, no. You're way past the point of no return. I'm not going to waste my time after I spent nearly like 6 years trying to help you. I can't waste time trying to help a crack addict or an alcoholic or something like that for all my time, making me degrading my time and resources and draining me, because helping people does drain you, especially if they don't want to help themselves. So the best thing to do is warn them, but after a period of time, you just have to leave people. You can't be their guardian angel all the time. Even though it's like, I want to help people. When I see someone fucked up in a situation, like I really do want to help people. I've done it a few times, and they got me stabbed with the fork a few times by some fucked up people. It's like, hey, people have problems. You can't always help them, but you can warn them at least. After that, your job, you don't really have a job even to warn them, but it's just, they can't say you didn't try to do anything if you warned them in the first place.
Bam. That's very nicely said. Not gonna lie. I agree. All you can do is warn them. After that, they're literally on their own. And I don't really have to feel sympathy for them at that point, especially if they didn't listen. So, Special K, thank you for popping up on the stream once again. You're also a regular guest. Definitely come back tomorrow, because it's tomorrow's topic. It may be uncomfortable for some people, but it will be about single mothers and abuse.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting one.
It will, and hopefully I don't rustle some jimmies if you guys are old enough to get
it's
that.
good to ruffle feathers. Everyone doesn't have to feel comfortable all the time, but this is a place where you learn.
Yeah,
Like,
it
we're not
needs to
learning
be.
anything.
Yeah, it needs to be talked about.
Yeah. But anyway, Puniti, and I'm going to bounce out. I'll probably see you on the Big Tao podcast, but yeah. Bye.
All right, man. Peace out.
Yeah, Puniti.
Puniti.
All right, we got one more person, Lord Pepsi. Should we just let him in right quick? Just let him say his piece.
I mean, you can.
All right, Lord Pepsi.
Yo, what up? Yeah, right quick. I just want to say a few things.
All right.
I've had my share of older women. When I was young, actually, dating the older women's, and I experienced or enjoyed their experience with pleasuring men. Let's just put it at that. And yeah, the stereotype that, cat lady, being in her apartment just on her own, doing her thing, and later on, of course, one realizes like, damn, like this broad gonna be alone essentially for, like, no one ain't gonna want to put a ring on that or commit to it, much less. And at that point, I realized the ultimate wall that we talk about when women hit the wall, is when they don't get no choosing signals from men anymore. Like, they're just like the forgotten women that are ignored. That, to me, that's how I see what the wall is to women, because there'll be some that are older that still be looking good that we see TikTok videos on, and they still be getting choosing signals and they be having simps on them. And it's like, well, you can't really feel too bad about them or hate their game, because they're still getting it. Now they're going to end up being all wrinkly old with their wrinkly ass tattoos on them and piercings and whatnot. Like, okay, yeah, that's like they're way gone past their time. And then that's when we ain't gonna have no love for these hoes, as they could say, no sympathy. And you try to tell these girls like, hey, take care of yourself, watch out, blah blah blah. I try to give them advice, but no, that ain't gonna work. we done tried that, and some of these simps or Captain Save-A-Hos or white knights, trying to worship the ground that they be walking on and trying to service them or help them is like, nah, like that don't work,
All right. Yeah, I definitely know, man. I definitely know.
But there's right now, like, yeah, I'm active in a dating scene. If I have this rotation or this one girl I just met, it'd be like, all right, let's go do this because I want to do it. I want to have my time. I'm not doing it for you or servicing you, or like, you want to tag along, be part of my adventure. All right, cool. I ain't necessarily wasting money on you per se. It's like, because I want to do this, you want to tag along and be my side piece, be my squeeze. Like, I'll enjoy her as so long as she's in her feminine energy, Otherwise, it's like, all right, well, I just save myself some money. If she want to flake on me, be like, all right, we'll plan it some other time. You let me know, leave the ball on her court, and that's it. That's how you handle a flake, and then you just go on to the next. And that's why I tell the young brooders out there to be on your game. And, regardless of what your background or if you're incel, black pill, whatever, you do you, feel good about yourself as, try, fight through it, whatever. But you go on to the next little goals, but that's just about it before I go ranting on.
All right, man. I agree with what you're saying, man. Yeah, it's all good to have a little boo thing and stuff, but if she believes she's better than you, she can leave you at any time, get another man. She wants to hop back on the carousel, and then 20 years later, when she's shriveled up like a prune, she wants to come back and try to get with you.
Oh, no thanks.
No sympathy for you.
No.
But
No.
thank you for giving us your quick input, man, and definitely come back tomorrow. There will be no live stream.
All right. Thanks for having me on. Good night, Brutos. Keep on it. Be
No
real.
problem, man.
All right,
All right,
see you,
ladies.
man.
All right, Rishi. Anything that you want to say about the stream, or we pretty much covered everything?
I think we covered most everything.
All right, gentlemen. I know, there's these simps out here. They still think they can save the day with these women and all that stuff, when they haven't learned from their mistakes. But why? Why? If she had hundreds of chances before, why will you give her a chance now when it's too late? How can she learn from this? She can't take it back. She can't just bounce back like, oh, I'm good now. No. If she has been doing the same horrible behavior for decades, what makes you think that she's going to change now? That's literally the main reason why I have no sympathy. None. These model women, they're alone right now, out there struggling, especially during the pandemic. Many of them, it's because they don't want to leave the carousel. They think that they're still living the Sex and the City lifestyle. The other half intentionally left their husband, intentionally broken their family, so they can live that Sex and the City lifestyle again. Okay, why when they're like you got to put it together, gentlemen. You got to put it together. Why would you give them help now when they had all this time to get their shit together? I don't see the logic in that. You need to make sure that you give them their punishment, and their punishment is apathy, indifference, being stoic towards them, because after a certain age, they're of no use to a man, at least a man with value. They are no use. Their looks are gone. They can't bear children, and they have shit ton of health issues, and they have bad habits that will never change. If you see them homeless, if you see them single, if you see them walking the street, you gotta think about it, gentlemen. They have all these opportunities in society to become this boss bitch feminist, to either work in corporate or have a family young. How, with all these opportunities, the most opportunities that women had in history, and right now, currently, they have more opportunities than men do. How did they get to that point? You need to think on that, gentlemen. Think on that. And if they got themselves in that point, if they got themselves in that position because of their own bad decisions and behavior, why? Why feel bad?
And remember, gentlemen, your charity will be exploited and will backfire on you for most cases.
I definitely agree with Rishi. No good deed will go unpunished, especially when you're dealing with these middle-aged modern women. It's not going to end well for you 9 times out of 10. She ain't looking for love. She's looking for help. When she's done getting that help, you're the enemy all over again. Think on that, gentlemen. Think on that. This is Sir Yeetus and Rishi. Hope you guys had your daily dose of red pills today. And we are out.
Peace.
Peace. Get money.